Hang on, guys. I'm going to tweet. Put some little pumpkins or something here. Let's see. All right. Give it a couple minutes. Do a test the chat. Hey guys. Hi Lisa, Gaga, Juanita, Mina, Christy, Candy, Jerry, Darla. Anybody else popping in? Thanks everybody for being here. I just pulled some old zines out for samples, but we're going to show you how to make a simple zine and do a zine swap. It's a very simple one, not a lot of complications. So anyway, so I'm just, we'll just call it Hallowzine swap. Hi, Julie. Who else? So what are y'all doing? Linda? Hi, guys. Pamela? Loyalty Lurky. Thanks, Pamela. Hi, Riri. I was here on Monday, Riri. I just took last week off from streaming. Just had a lot of stuff to get done and just wanted a streaming break. So yeah, but thank you. Let's see if I got my camera straight. Yeah, okay. So yeah, what's everybody doing? How y'all doing? What's going on? It is Wednesday, right? Is it Wednesday? I totally lose track of days. Yeah, it's Wednesday. So yeah. Hope everybody's staying well. I'm saying good morning to everybody in chat. Oh, I can't believe you missed it either, Riri. I showed a bunch of my old, well, not all my old books, but some of my old books that I know I'm never going to use again. And I pulled those out and showed them on Monday, plus did a color book page. So it was kind of a busy Monday. And hi, G. Leonie. So yeah, I still haven't decided, if I don't know, I don't know how I'm gonna do a book sale. Just do bundles or, so we'll see. But I just pulled them out on Monday to show some of the ones that I have that I'm getting rid of. Hi, Kathy. So anyway, I thought we would, and I have a little bit of happy mail here. So I got some happy mail and I pulled some old zines just to show what it is, what a zine is. Okay. I had a couple people leave comments that they wanted certain books. I guess I could just do that. If you want a certain book or, a stack of books, just, leave me a comment or email me. And that maybe that'd be the easiest thing. I don't know. I really don't want to do an auction. That's a lot of work. So, okay, yeah, I understand what you meant, Riri. I read typos. I have enough of my own. I have enough of my own typos. I can read them. So, yeah. So anyway, we'll see. I just threw it out there as an idea on Monday just to see if anybody was interested, interested in buying some of the books or anything. Hi, Tony. How you doing? Good to see you. So, yeah, we're going to make, I'm going to show you how to make the simplest zine there is. And then, and I'll go ahead and tell you, I'm going to have to repeat it. So you're going to have to listen to me repeat it. That's the only thing. People go, you keep repeating yourself. Well, new people come in. So I repeat myself. I don't get that too often anymore. I used to. You repeat yourself. Well, it's a live show. Let me repeat that. It is a live show with live chat. I'm talking to live, mostly awake people. So, hi, Kimberly. So, so anyway, I thought that we could do a Hallowzine swap, and it's going to be a simple one. It's going to be 1 for 1. You may, and I'm going to show you how to make it. Make one. You make one zine. You send me a self-addressed stamped envelope with your one zine, and I'm going to swap it out with another person's zine, so you'll get one back in your self-addressed stamped envelope. So it's just a 1 for 1, like a little month thing we could do kind of quick this month. And yeah, so that's what it's going to be. And I will give, I got a PO box, so I'll give you my PO box, and you send it to my PO box with a self-addressed stamped envelope, your one zine, and I will forward that to the next person, the next person, next person, and you will get one back. So it's a 1 for 1 swap. So it'll be, and I'm going to show you how to make them. So pretty easy. I just pulled some of these old zine swaps out that we've had over the years just to kind of show them. Show one like Janet's here, who's very fancy. You don't have to be as fancy as Janet. Hi, Pacola. Pacola, I was just saying, talking about doing a Hallowzine swap, a 1 for 1. So if you send in one zine, then the next person that sends one in, I'm going to swap y'all out and send a self-addressed stamped envelope with your address where you want it sent to, and send me the zine. And by the way, I do not put anybody's addresses on an email list. I don't share your address, not even with the mods. So whatever addresses you put on to send your zine back, it just I don't keep them. You know, it's just it's your address. So yes, I finally got a PO box. I did. Hi, Mama 4. So yeah, hi Jersey. It's going to be just a 1 for 1. So we've done some before, like some of these that we've done before. We've done 25. We've done 25 in a swap before, and I'm going to show a couple just for samples. But I can't do that anymore. And besides, we'd have more than 25. I can't. It's a 1 for 1. What you send one zine, you get one back. So of somebody that sent them in. So yeah, but I'm going to show you how to make the simplest zine here. And I think it's the simplest zine to make. There's all kinds that you could. I don't know what's a zine book is. I should try to find that. I should have tried to pull it. Let's see. I don't know if it's in here or it's in my other. It's probably in the other. I think it's in my other art shelves in the other room. But yeah. So I'm going to show you a couple different ways to decorate them. I'm going to do some Smack and Dragon today. Smack and Dragon, if you don't know what that is, you'll find out soon. So with some ink to show you how to do some backgrounds. And yeah. Do you want to post your? Yeah, you can. I can. Let me go ahead and put that in here. Hang on, Pacola. I'll write that in here. Him. Oops. Let's get it right. Let's see. I'm typing it. 2, 8, 4. Oh, thank you, Pacola. Pacola's types faster than me. But anyway, there's my PO box. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Hi, Kalora Becky. Hi, Janet. So yeah, I just announced about doing a zine swap, and of course I'm going to use yours, Janet, as an example. But I'm going to tell everybody, don't make it as fancy as Janet. That's not necessary. You do you. Who when you do your zine, you do you zine. Janet is an amazing letterer and artist, and so you don't have to make it that fancy. Just don't get intimidated. So I'll show a couple different ones. I just pulled out some of my stacks of zines and swaps that we've had over the years just to give some examples, but I am going to show you how to make them. I am going to show you how to make some backgrounds and whatever, and then after we get done with that, we have some time left. I will do I'll work in another page in the Cute and Creepy that I'm working in this month. I posted another one. I did not. Now, this is the last one you saw me work on Monday. Let me move that up. Janet's going, do the swap. It's easy, Jersey. You're going to do one. We're going to make you. Not just kidding. It's really easy. You can do it. You can do it. You'll see. It's easy. And so anyway, this is the one that I worked on Monday, and I finished it and posted it. And then off camera, I did this one. So I finished this one, and it's painted background. It starts with a wash of paint, so it makes it quick. I got this one done, and I'm not going to lie, about 30 minutes. Because it was paint. If you paint your background, I'm telling you, if you paint your backgrounds with the wash, very quick. Jersey. Oh my gosh. Hi, Maya. Hi, Sabrina. Devin is giving me a run for my money. Well, let's see, where was that? Devin, there we go. On zines. Okay. Well, and I did get a booklet from her. I got a traveler's insert from her. I'm going to show Janet. Did you get one too? I thought you got something from her. I did. So, yeah. So anyway, I'm trying to do, I can't promise I'm going to do one a day, maybe one every other day, but I'm going to stick with this book for the month of October. And because my Inktober is one little insect a day on a 22 by 29 poster. So I'm just drawing one little insect. Well, they're about that big. One insect a day on a big poster. And I'm not going to let anybody see the whole poster. So when you see my Inktober, it looks very simple because it's just one little bug. But at the end of the month, it's going to be a full poster. And then you get the full reveal. But in the meantime, all you see is one little bug a day. So because that's really not taking me that long to do one little bug a day, I'm trying to do a color book page at least every other day. Oh, she made you a zine. Did you show it? I must have missed it, Janet. Did you show it on your stream Monday? I missed it if you did. Or was it last week? For some reason, it seems familiar. For some reason, it seems like I did see it. Maybe it was just some other happy mail. But so anyway, I'm trying to do some coloring every day. So today's one I think I'm going to work on is this cat right here. This one. I might do that one today. So yeah, I'm trying to work in Cute and Creepy all week. Oh, 2 weeks ago. Okay, it seems familiar, but I can't picture what it looks like now. And yeah, I wanted to do something. And other people have not many, but there are some that have done, drawing their 31 items on a either a sketchbook or a big piece of paper. And I just said, well, I'm going to go ahead and do that this year because this is my 6th year of doing Inktober. I've done it 5 years. I've completed it for 5 years, and I do have Inktober playlists in my playlist. So if you want to see previous years of Inktober, I have playlists for them. So let's see. Yeah. So look, I got this from Devin Rex. A little TN insert she's got. I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna show it in a little bit when more people are here. I got some happy mail from Beth, and I stopped in Beth's stream one a couple of weeks ago, and a week and a half ago. Anyway, I stopped in there. She popped up on my playlist, and they were doing a bingo thing. Like they pick, it's kind of like a prompt thing, but they use bingo to do it. And if you accidentally said, I didn't know all these rules, I wasn't playing along, I was just watching. And if you accidentally said bingo and you didn't get a bingo, then Beth sends you, apparently, this is what I grasped from the chat, they send you glitter. And you know, I do not like glitter or confetti. I do not like glitter. If I have anything glitter, it's going to be in Stickles liquid glitter, not all that little glittery stuff. And so she goes, oh, no, you're going to get a glitter bomb. I said, I don't want any glitter or confetti, whichever it was. So she sent me some happy mail with no glitter. So I was happy to I was happy not to get that. But anyway. So let's see, who else have I missed coming in? Thanks everybody for being here. Thanks for yes, Jersey. Yes, Beth Schuler. Yes. Thanks everybody for popping in. Thanks for the lurkers. Thanks for anybody watching the recording. Let me brighten this up just a little. I don't want to get too bright, but I don't want it too dark. There we go. That's pretty good. Hi, Jilly. Anybody else I missed? So if y'all missed, well, if you didn't see the title of today's show, it's Hallowzines. We're going to make a Hallowzine swap. And I'm going to make a couple of backgrounds to show you how to do that and how to cut one, fold one, everything about it. So, yeah, no, I didn't get the glitter. I just got some, she did send me, and I'll show it here in a minute. She sent me some stickers and a note and some stuff. No glitter, thank goodness. And but I didn't know. I didn't, I'm not there. I didn't know all these her rules, and all I was doing was asking, like, oh, are y'all playing bingo? And they go, you said bingo. I got the arbor. And so yeah, she sent, it was nice of her to send me a little happy mail. I'm fresh. It was, you would send me glitter? Oh my gosh, please don't do that. No glitter, please. Oh, thanks. There's Janet just showed, there's the video where she showed Devin Rex's mail with the zine in it for and there's a direct link if you're in the chat, or you and also, guys, if you watch the recording, and sometimes people will go immediately after my show is over, or anybody's streamer, a long stream. The long streams can take an hour or so to, or maybe even longer, to get the chat to show up. So sometimes the chat's not there immediately when the video gets rendered on YouTube. So you have to give it a little bit to see the chat. Hi, Shannon. How you doing? I was telling everybody on Monday that I'd gone to your auction. I didn't bid or nothing. I was just watching. And it was so cool. And I said, well, I want to try it, but I don't want to do an auction. So if somebody wants to buy this, you can buy it, but I don't want to auction. I watched it. It was cool to watch yours, Shannon, because I don't go to the auctions, but I went to yours, because you're Shannon. So anyway, I was giving you kudos for doing it a couple weeks ago. Let's see, who else? Mrs. Gigi, Jilly. I think I got everybody so far coming in. So yeah, we're going to do a one-for-one zine swap, and give it a couple more minutes, and then we'll get started. Hi, Cindy Lee. Okay, well, make sure if you want to be in the zine swap, you go back and watch it later. So I've never seen an auction before. That's why I let Rosemary do all the work. Yeah. If y'all want to see it, Shannon's, now, of course, the auction's over. But if you want to see Shannon's, I guess Rosemary still has it up on her channel. Rosemary Morris. I don't have, maybe Pacola has a link, but Rosemary Morris did Shannon's auction a couple weeks ago, and it was fun to watch. And I think you and your hubs were worn out at the end of it, Shannon. So anyway, yeah. Let's see. Little sister Cheryl. Who else am I missing? Anybody else? We're going to start it here in a minute. So if you're watching the recording, I stream every Monday and Wednesday, 9 a.m. Eastern, but I usually come on a little early just to say good morning, chat, talk about what we're going to do and all that. And then Jan and I do a guest show on Thursdays at 10 a.m. So 10 a.m. Eastern on Thursdays. And, so far we've had guests. We tried to have Mary on, but Mary had problems with her earbuds. I think Janet sent her a new pair of earbuds. And so we'll have to have Mary back on because that show just didn't work. It was like Mary was all scratchy. It just didn't work because of her earbuds or the connection to the earbuds. So we'll have to have Mary back on again. But we try to have a guest on every Thursday. Oh, thanks, Pacola. So, it's Rosemary Morris. And so there's the link to the actual video. Thanks, Pacola. Pacola needs a raise. And so anyway, hi, Tabby. So anyway, it was good. So anyway, so we have tomorrow, Thursday, Jen and I are going to have the comic book hut back on. He's been on before, and he does drawings and comic characters, comic book reviews, and he has a YouTube channel, and he's on a Facebook. He does most of his drawings, I think he does now on Facebook, actually. But he's drawing a drawing for me, and I'm drawing a drawing for him, and I don't know what Janet's going to work on. She might just work on her Inktober's. If y'all haven't seen, Janet's been doing, let me find her Instagram here. She's been doing cartoon characters. Let me get to it here. Let me get Janet. So he's going to work on the drawing he's doing for me, and I'm going to work on the drawing I'm doing for him. You're going to draw tomorrow your Inktober. Okay, so let me show you some of Janet's. So here's her Inktober. So she did olive oil. Y'all can just go find her on Instagram too. Here she did Winnie the Pooh, Felix, Scooby, Jughead from Archie. So yeah, so just follow Janet M. Well, no, it's Janet Merle on what do you call it? Instagram. There she is, right there. There's her name, Janet Merle. Yeah. So yeah, she's done cartoons, and she's done vintage food 1 year, and 1 year she did vintage seed packets, I think. She's been doing a lot of years as well. So yeah. All right, so let me go ahead and show my Happy Mail real quick, and then I'll show you the zine. I'm going to show you how to make one. I'm going to show you a couple of samples of Janet's here because they're right here. And again, Janet's are very very professional, and I'll find what I want to show here. I just pulled a lot, and some of these are little zine holders and ATC holders that we've made out of file folders over the years. And if you want, I can show you how to make one of these too. So these are some of the swaps we've had over the years. These three here, these are little folders, I think, to hold them. These are some little cards that I use to decorate them. Okay, so let me show you first. Again, thank you, Beth Schuler, for sending me a little encourager badge. Or maybe go this way. I think it goes like this because the word's that way. And then she sent me some stickers. She sent me painty stickers. She sent me these beautiful Asian ones. I love these. the little Japanese dolls, coins, koi fish. So she sent me that. She sent a pack of unicorn stickers, little sticker booklets, little, they're little individual little stickers. Bingo, you win. Thanks for hanging and chatting along with us. You are loved, Beth Schuler. And this, then let me remove there's the back of the envelope. She sent me some, I think this is Braille. I think this is Braille. Yeah, she sent some Braille paper. Of course, I can't read it. I used to be able to sign, but I can't remember it. I can do the alphabet. But so anyway, but I don't know how to read Braille. So thank you, Beth, for that. That was fun. And it was unexpected. I didn't play in her game, in her bingo game. I didn't play in it. But I accidentally said bingo. Thank you, Pacola. There's Beth's channel. And then Devin Rex sent me this. Dede, this tag was made using a photocopy of some of my Zentangles, a cat I drew, and a shoe from a calendar. I hope you like it. And so look at that. That's all, hand-done Zentangles. And if y'all have seen Janet do Zentangles before on her show, I don't know if Devin's done any videos on Zentangles. For some reason, I think so. But anyway, so there's a Zentangle cat and a shoe. Isn't that cool? And then here's she had this fiber ribbon tied around it like this. So I of course took it off so I could show inside. So let me show it's the size of a traveler's notebook insert. And so it's just so fun. Dede's Jelly Journal Playground. See, what does that say? See back inside cover for note. Okay, back inside cover. Dear Dede, okay, so it's not 4 composition books full of jelly prints, LOL, but I thought you could have some fun with this TN size jelly journal. Feel free to deconstruct, rip it up even, or put more planets on it if you so desire. Thanks again for all the inspiration and joy you bring to us all. All the best, Yolanda, and i.e. Devin Rex. Devin Rex for art. So I haven't seen her here this morning, but maybe she'll pop in. But it's it's jelly plated papers. Jelly plated papers. Don't want to miss any here. And then, you can put your own stuff on there. Your own journaling. Y'all know. I have no idea, Jersey, if she carved that stamp. I don't know if she just carved it or drew it. Yeah. But look at these pages. Look, isn't that so cool? So it has an Asian vibe to it. Maybe it's partly the colors, the plants. I don't know, but I like it. I like the colors. I like the color combinations. And this was one of those transfers. I think she saw, I forget who, maybe one of y'all know. She said she watched somebody do a transfer. I don't know if it was Kathy Arbor. I don't know who did these transfer jelly plated transfers. And I told her she needs to do a video on it as well. I don't know if she has. And then look, all the little dragonfly die cuts and a couple of little bees in here. Hi, Molly. I know, aren't they great pages, Pacola? And they feel cool. They feel awesome. So if you want to do jelly plated papers in your zine swap, I'm going to just show you how to do Smack and Dragon. But you can do deli plated papers for your zine swap. And look, a little cat charm. You can hang that out. If you want to do jelly plated, Smack and Dragon, just scrapey paint for your backgrounds. And so I'm going to show you how to do a zine. And if y'all are just joining us, we're going to do a 1-for-1 Hallowzine swap. Okay. And what that will entail is you making, excuse me, let me get a sip of my juice here. Making one zine, send it to me with the a self-addressed stamped envelope, and I will send you one from somebody else back. So you're going to get somebody else's and they're going to get yours. I won't keep any, and it'll be it's all y'all swaps. So there we go. So isn't that very cool? I love it. I love it so much. Thank you so much, Devin. I know it's Yolanda. I call her Devin Rex. And the tag. And so it's just, I like it so much. And then let's put the little tie back on. Isn't it so pretty? It's so nice. Hi, Julie Topaz. Julie, did you get your box? Maybe you messaged me. I didn't see it. Did your box come in, Julie? I just saw you come in, so I don't know if you said yet. Oh, thank you, Pacola. Yeah, there's my PO box. So that's where you will send. That's where you will send your swap. Okay. No, it can be international. It can be international. Now, here's the thing. You have to make sure that you send enough postage, an international postage, to get it back to you. So I guess what I could do is the internationals can be internationals, because if you're international, I think that's what I'll do. Sorry, guys. Sleep with the window open and it gives me a scratchy throat. Because the international is going to be more to send it back. So we'll have to work that out. I think if you're an international person and you put an international stamp on your return address, I will send you back an international thing. That's all I can really do, I think. I think that's how it's going to have to be. Okay. Thanks, Julie. I just want you to be so surprised. Yeah. So I think that's how we'll have to do it. If you're international and you put an international return, self-addressed, you have to put a self-addressed stamped envelope in your envelope, right? And with your zine, make sure you put enough postage on that to get to me now. However much postage it costs you to get to me, make sure you have enough for it to get back to you. It's better to have a little extra than not enough, because if it's returned to me, I'm not sending them back. So I'm just saying, I'm making this as easy on me as I can. The other thing that I will try to do, well, Cindy, you can, I guess, see here, we're already getting complicated. It's already going to start getting complicated with the postage. I think it's just going to be easier if you do an international. I'll send you back an international. I'm trying to make this as easy as possible, because I'm not going to go down the post office and weigh every single. I want you have a stamp on your envelope. That's what I'm sending it out as, right? It's gotta be. If you put all right, let me put it this way. If you put an international stamp on yours, now, y'all listen carefully. I don't want to have to repeat this every time we talk about it. Please. If you put an international stamp on your return envelope, I will send you back an international, as long as enough people contribute to it, right? As long as enough people contribute, right? Yeah, Tony. See, then all right, Tony. If you're international, put a USA stamp on it. You can get USA. I'm going to go by the stamp. If you put international postage, then, well, how's that going to work? I got to think about it. I'm going to have to think about it, because I can't, I can't do that where I'm going to go through and say, okay, well, this person's in UK, so I've got to dig through and find a UK stamp. It's got to be simple. Hi, Mary. So we'll think about it. We'll think about the international stamp situation. I still think it's going to be easier if you are international. put an international stamp, because I've got to send it back. I've got to send it to you regardless. So if you put, all right, let's just use you for an example. Who said that they'd rather have, whoever said they'd rather have an international. See, here's the thing. All right, let's back up the bus. Beep, beep, beep. Okay. Let me get an envelope here. Well, I can't. Here we go. All right, so here we go. So we have an envelope. You're going to put your address and a stamp. Okay. You're going to put your address and a stamp. So if you are international, you will put an international stamp. I'm trying to get it clear in my head too. Okay. So let's just say Miss UK. Miss UK is going to put an international stamp on her return. Okay. If you are in the US and you put a US stamp, well, it doesn't really matter because you're going to put your own stamp. Okay. You're going to put your own stamp to get it back to you. Hi, Mary. So whatever your country, your name and address. Okay, there we go. So it really doesn't matter, I guess, because you're going to put your name, your address. So it's not going to matter. I'm not going to have to really consider that because your country's stamp. So if you're in the UK, you know, like that. Does that make sense? Are we on board now? Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is your self-addressed stamped envelope. So you'll put your country stamp, you know, whatever that is, US or international, because I'm mailing this back to you. You will have this folded up. Let's make a little more thing here. Okay, so you're going to send this to Dede. Okay, you're going to send this to me with your name and address and your stamped thing and your zine. Okay, this goes in here to me. All right, let's make this. So this goes to Dede. P.O. Box. Hang on. Make sure you stamp it. Oh my gosh. Okay, wait a minute. Okay. And Pacola's put it in there before. And also the P.O. box is in my description and the about, and I will put it in the description again. Okay. No, it can be an international, Miss Gigi. It can be an international. There's the ones I have, the international ones are round. It's whatever it takes to get to me. You put whatever it takes to get to me in here. Okay, there's the P.O. box. Then I will get from you, I will get your zine and your self-addressed stamped envelope. This is what I will get from you. Then what I will do is I will take your zine and send that to somebody else, and I'll send somebody else's zine and I'll put it in here, and that goes to you. All right. Are we clear? All right. I don't know if I can make it any clearer than that. Okay. So you will send me this. This is what you will send me. Your zine and your self-addressed stamped envelope. You will send this to me, and I will swap it out and send you back somebody else's. I better keep this. Oh my gosh. Okay, so now let me show you a couple of zines, and then I'm going to show you how to make one. We're going to make the simplest one. Yes, it's a zine swap, Mary. It's a 1-for-1. You will send me one. I will send you back one. Okay. If y'all got any questions, put them in caps so I see it. Okay, so let me show you. I'm going to use Janice as an example, even though these are fancy smancy, and you do not have to be as fancy as Janet's zines. These are some of the swaps we've done over the years, and I'll try to show y'all a couple different ones. But this one is one of Janet's. Okay, so she has made a few. She's made a few. She made one about where she lives, Monkey Island, and she makes hers to look like little newspapers. Now, I'm not saying she's going to do that this year. Hi, Gary. How you doing? I have to, that's another, thank you, Mama, for, I have to have them by Halloween, which falls, I think, on a Wednesday, the 31st. So it's due October 31st. Okay. I have to have them by October 31st. Now, this is how it's going to work. I know international, it's like gives us about almost 3 weeks. Okay. You're going to have to get one done in a week to get it here in 2 weeks. Okay. And then I will probably mail them out, swap them out maybe that Saturday, November, whatever, a few days after Halloween, I'll get them back in the mail. Okay. All right. So, but I need to get them by October 31st. So today's the 7th. So start working on them. They don't have to be, I'm telling you, they don't have to be as fancy as Janet's. Okay. You do what you think you can do to get it to me on time. If you're going to do something like this, you're not going to get it to me on time if you're international. Okay. All right. Okay. So now we've already got more problems. Okay. Let's see. What was it? Okay. What was this about Beth here? Hang on. I'm trying to get all this. Hang on. Cindy said, wait a minute. Let me get over here. All right. So my tags are still going to Beth in 10 weeks. Okay. Well, then maybe if you may not want to do this then, Cindy, I can't, because I can't wait, guys. I can't wait 10 weeks, so if we're going to do a 1-for-1 zine swap, and I know I'm getting irritated. I can hear it in my voice. I wanted this to be pretty simple. That's why I'm doing a 1-for-1 swap. To do international, if it's going to take 10 weeks to get here, then don't do it. I'm just going to be honest. I could wait maybe 4 or 5 days. You've got 3 weeks left to get it to me. If it's not here, I can't wait. This is the problem. I can't, if it's going to take 10 weeks, so that means everybody has to wait 10 weeks. I can't do that, yeah. So I can't promise you what we'll do. If you send me, here's what I can do, Cindy. This is what I can do for anybody international. You can send in your swap, send it to me. If it doesn't make the deadline, I will just send yours back to you. How about that? So if you don't make the swap, if it doesn't get here for 2 months, then in 2 months, I will send your zine back to you. Okay? That's all I can do. That's all I can do. So, yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me take a breath. So let me show you a couple of Janet zines because they are very amazing. Okay, so that's going to be the rules. I'm going to write that down. If your zine, if international or anybody, it could be anybody. International, I have a note over here. Don't get here on time. I will return yours. Okay, so you'll get yours back. That's all we can do. Yeah. All right. So I wanted this to be so simple. Why can't it be simple? All right. So Monkey Island. And so this is one of Janet's zines. And all the zines we're going to make are this format. Look, and I'm going to show you how to make it. I'm going to show you how to make a one-page zine. Very simple. Okay, it is very simple if you just, we'll take our time. But all the zines are going to look like this. Now, when you make your original zine, you can do whatever you want on it because you're going to make a copy. You're going to send a copy of your zine. Okay, it will be a copy of whatever you do. So you keep the original. Okay, because it's going to be a nice flat piece of paper. One piece of paper. I know. I try, Kalora. I try. Okay, so now Janet's again are very fancy, but you do not have to do them this fancy. All right. But I'm going to show you a couple of Janet's just to show you what you can do with a zine. Oh my gosh, do I need to start the day over? So she described all the different animals on Monkey Island where she lives. And she drew all these animals. She wrote, all this is handwritten. All this is Janet. That's how small she actually writes. She can actually write that small. So the idea of our zine, hi Terrence, anybody else I missed? It's a Halloween theme. So whatever kind of, if you want to do a bunch of ghosts, if you want to write a story, if you want to make a comic, if you want to do whatever you want to do, okay, the zine is going to be Halloween themed. So then she even did one here. Where's this one? And I've read this one to you before. She does these little, she makes them look like little newspaper articles, right? So this is one of Janet's little, this is her take on the ugly duckling. And then she even packaged it. Now I'm not telling you, you have to do this, guys. I'm just showing you Janet's. She did a little milk carton. She put all hers in a little milk carton. Remember when we used to do the missing people on the milk cartons? Well, Janet packaged her zine in a milk carton. I'm just showing you this is a fancy ones. Yeah, this is the fancy ones. Okay, but she has made all different kinds, and she's done them with to look like little newspapers. She's made me a birthday one. She has just all different kinds here. And did me one on Coffee and Art in the Morning, the Sock Monkey Sentinel. And these are all Janet's little drawings, writing. You can write, you can put some drawing, you could write a story. You can, if you want to do the whole zine, if you want to do, I wouldn't recommend handwriting out the Raven because I've done that. It takes some time to handwrite out a whole 16 stanzas. And I don't know if you could fit it in an 8-page zine. But anyway, so these are some of the fancy ones that Janet's made. Now, let me show you a couple others that are a little simpler from our swaps. Here was a real simple one I made. And they're copies. I'm going to show you how to do this. Oh my gosh. Okay. So anyway, so this was a real simple one that I made and I drew all these little books on a bookshelf. I think this was a quote. I think this swap was a quote swap. So you had to incorporate a quote. Hi, Eileen. We're talking about doing a Hallowzine swap. 1 for 1. One zine to me, one zine goes back to you. Okay. Of somebody else's, not all mine. I'm not doing them all. Everybody does one. Oh, you can do it, Kalora, if you want. I'm just saying. I remember the book that I'll show it again, and not right this second, but I'll pull it down to show. I did the whole, I did all 16 stanzas. I did all 16 stanzas of the Raven in a book. I'll show you that in a little bit again if y'all missed it. This is just a simple zine. Now I want to show y'all how to make them, how to decorate them. It's, very easy to make this. But anyway, this was a quote swap, so I kept it real easy. This is one of my favorite quotes. Outside of a dog, a book is a man's best friend. Inside of a dog is too dark to read. Ha ha ha. And that is Groucho Marx. That's a quote of Groucho Marx. So anyway, some of them are little quotes. Here's a little limerick. Let's see what this one is. Okay, who did this one? Lucy Jane did this one. Okay, this one is from the Incidental Press. Okay, she made a little zine limerick. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to read you one of Lucy's. Oh, okay, you can do it, Kalura, but it's time. Trust me, it's time consuming. A limerick tale of no moral substance. There was a young man from the city, and I don't know if you can see. Let's see if I can get it. There was a young man from the city, and you can see the little car, little campsite here, who met what he thought was a kitty. He gave it a pat and said, "Nice little cat," and then burned his clothes out of pity. Anyway, so that was a limerick, and then there's some different ones on quotes, and let's see, what else do we have here? I'm trying to, I don't have them in any kind of order anymore. I used to, and if you want, I also will show you how to make, here's my little Red Riding Hood one this was a little Red Riding Hood one that I made. Oh, thank you, Mrs. for the $10 super sticker. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm going to get all discombobulated. Terry said, I'm in California, so still very early. Do you have started my day off? Oh, thank you, Terry. Thank you, Mrs. for $10. Oh my gosh. And I do write them down. I do send out thank yous. I do have your address already, Mrs. But if you super chat me or PayPal tip jar me, make sure you send me your address so that I can send you out a thank you. I do that every month. Hi, some big jerk. Okay, so thank you, Mrs. That's or MRS. I don't know if it's Mrs., but that's just how I'm reading it. MRS. Thank you. So this was a little Red Riding Hood one. I think we did a fairy tale one. So I did a little Red Riding Hood. This was more just illustrated than it was writing out, because the story is well known, you know. Oh wait, that should go in this one. So I've shown this before, how to make out of a file folder. This is out of 2 file folders, and you can see how many zines are in there. A file folder will hold a lot. And I think this one, my little, yeah, let me show this one. So this is 2 file folders glued together, and there's like 2 zines in each one, front and back. So it's easy to make a zine holder as well. And so some of these are the zine swaps that I've been in. Oh, let's see, that goes with this over here. And I'll show you how easy it is to, let me show you that real quick. And then we're going to make some zines. All right. So if you want to make a holder, now this one is for an ATC, but you can make it just a little bit taller, a little bigger for a zine holder. But all it is a file folder. And let me take out all these drawings. This is one of the ones that I made. I made this one to take to the beach one time. And so what I did is I just took some little ATC size cards, a pencil and a pen, and I think about 50 of them can fit in here. You'd be surprised how many can fit in one of your file folders. Okay, so what you do, you just take a regular file folder, okay, regular file folder, and you're going to fold this to fit the size of whatever you're making. This one happens to be the size of ATCs. You open it up and you fold it in half. And then you just make a little flap. This flap can be, you know, however, it can be bigger, smaller, and that's what's going to be the little pockets, right? You do it on one side and you do it on the other side. Then all you do is fold your folder back on the original, crease, and then you're going to fold this part here to fit whatever size zine or file folder you want. Card. So, and then you can space them out and put them in here. Now this show's not about making one of these. I just wanted to kind of show you quickly if you want to do this later or show it in more depth at another time, because I really want to concentrate on the zines today. All right. Yes. All right. So that's just to hold them. This has nothing to do with the swap. Nothing to do with the swap. I just wanted to show you. That's how I store my zine swaps. I put them in these little file folders, and they hold a lot. Okay. So let's see here now. What do I want to put? Maybe on this so it shows up. I don't know. I want my paper to show up. Oh, that'll show up. I think that'll show up. Okay. All right. So y'all ready? This is an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. If you have any questions, put them in caps. So if you're just joining us, you're going to have to go back and listen to all the instructions at the beginning. It's a zine swap, 1-for-1. You send me one zine with a self-addressed stamped envelope, and I will swap it out and send you somebody else's. So you will get 1-for-1. The deadline is October 31st, and I'll send them out within a couple days after that. If I don't get yours on time, if it takes, Cindy said something about it took 10 weeks to get one from, if I don't get your zine for 10 weeks, I will just send your zine back to you because I'm obviously not going to wait. So the deadline is October 31st. And if I don't get it by the 31st, I will just send yours back to you. So you'll get your own back because you're sending me a self-addressed stamped envelope. Right? Okay. Does that make sense? Okay. So first I'm going to show you how to make one. Then I'm going to show you how to decorate a couple of them. All right. Hey. Okay. So you take an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, and if you use just a piece of printer paper, it's easier because it will fold nicely. The other thing, you can make it on anything. You can make it a little thicker, but you're going to have to fold. You're going to have to print it out. You're going to print your copy out. Print your copy out on a thin piece of paper so it folds easily. That being said, let's just say you use a piece of cardstock to make your original. Your original really isn't going to have to be folded because you're going to put that on your copier or take it to the copy and you're going to make a copy of your original. But make yourself, and I cannot stress this enough, make yourself a template because I'm going to show you when you make a zine like this, they don't all line up. So you have to know where to put everything. So this is, and I'll show you as we go. So you fold it in half. Okay. Fold it in half again. And be as precise as you can. Then you take the front one and fold it over. Flip it over and fold the other half to the back. There's no measuring. That's no measuring, okay? So now you have a little M or a little W, whichever way you want to look at it. Now what you do, that's not all, so that's what you do originally, okay? You open it up. So now you see you have your 8 pages, right? There's eight little squares or rectangles. What you're going to do is take a knife. And you can do it. You really need to do it with the knife, or because you try to do it with the scissor, you're probably not going to be able to do it. Okay, let me get a ruler here. I had a smaller ruler sitting here, but all right. So now, what you're going to do is you open it up, and let me put a little pencil tick right here, and that there, and right here. So see those 2 lines right there in the middle? Take your ruler and you're going to cut right along that line. Get it right on the fold, as clear, as nice, as neat as you can. Okay, so now you've cut down. Now what you got to do is take the one that's dipped in and pop it out. Pop it up like that. Okay, so you see what we got now? And what you're going to do is you're going to flip it. You're going to flip it all and then just fold it back. All your folds are there. So all you have to do, and do it neatly. I didn't do that very neatly. And I'll show you a couple of times. Let's make a nice neat fold here. Okay. So now what you have is a booklet. You would not have all these pages if you had left it in the original fold. Okay, so let me show it again. All right, so you have folded your paper once, folded your paper in half again, fold, fold, okay? Then you open it up and you cut down the middle. Cut down the middle, right? And then you're going to make it so you can grab both, just grab both ends, okay? And you're going to flip that up like this. And then it'll just all fold into a book. But do it neatly. You might have to, recrease it, make it neat. And then you have a little 8-page zine. Okay. So did everybody get that? I'll wait and see if there's any questions. Cool Cakes, it's not going to matter on your original, but you want to use a piece of copy paper to do the copying, because otherwise it's going to be hard to fold. If you want to fold this in cardstock, it's going to be tough, and it's going to weigh more. It's going to weigh more. So you want to just do it on a piece of copy paper. So here's what you're going to do. So if you have, let me back up. All right. So now what I want you to do, let's just say this is your template. And again, I'm a little messy here. You want to fold it neatly, right? You want to fold it neat. I just didn't fold it too neat right there. But what I want to show you is this. Let me get a Sharpie. The reason you want, I will reread. The reason you want to make a template is this. Okay? I'm going to number every page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so now you have your little booklet with all numbered. Now, this is why you need a template, especially if you're going to use a big piece of art that you're going to photocopy and then cut that up, right? Cut it down the middle and fold. Because look at this. I'm going to show you. And look at the direction. See how I have it the direction of the numbers? So if you do any kind of drawing, let's just, you do a drawing on every page, whatever the drawing is, or you do some text, whatever it is, you write some text out, and you want it to be like a little book, right? But when you open it up, I'm going to show you. This is why you need a template. Look how the numbers are laid out. So if you don't know that this is the page, look, here's page 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, and they're upside down. These are upside down. So you have to make a template if you're going to make, and we're going to make some art here, and I'm going to show you in a minute. But you have to know where your pages are going to fall. All right. So if you want to do a big something, you have to realize that when you cut and fold it, where those page numbers are going to be. Okay? All right, so I'm going to look at chat here. All right, so I'm going to make another one from scratch. Okay, so here we got the piece of paper, 8.5 by 11. Fold. If you make a couple, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Fold a couple pieces of paper, make you a couple of templates, and you'll get it. Fold again, flip it over, fold. So you don't have to measure anything. You've got, you've already got but here's the reason why you want to make it with the cut and the refold. If you just made this, look, There's no, it's not a booklet or anything. It's just a folded piece of paper. It's just a folded piece of paper. But once you, let me leave that one here so you can see the difference. Once you've cut the middle and pinch it and fold it, and then just flap it like that. Once you make one, you're going to see exactly what it is. See how it's a book now? So now you've got a little 8-page book, and that includes front and back, rather than just this. You see the difference? This is not a book. It's just a folded piece of paper. You have to open it up. You have to open the piece of paper up and cut it down the middle. Cut it down the middle on those two, just that right there in the middle, and then pinch. One side's folded down, so you have to make that side fold up. Okay. And be neat, or take your time with the folds. Look, see, I just jacked that one up. Be careful with your folds. Fold them, then you just flip it together like this. See? Squeeze it all together and be neat about it, and take your time and refold it, and you'll have a little booklet. You see how that works? So instead of just a fold, Remy goes, I did it. So now you have a little folded booklet. Rather, it's a little zine. Rather than just a folded piece of paper, right? Should I wait for everybody to try one? No, some big jerk. We're not doing that. I know you can make them fancier. I have a whole book on how to fold them a gazillion ways. We are doing it this way, some big jerk. And if you want to participate, some big jerk, you can make a Hallowzine, a Halloween-based zine. Send it to me, and I'll send you back somebody else's. Self-addressed stamped envelope. Okay, we'll go over those rules again in a little bit. Okay, so again, but what you want to do before you start making, decorating, or let's just say you want to do one, you want to think you're going to open it up and do a bunch all over the whole page, you have to know where those folds are going to be. Because when you open this back up, look, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You got a little 8-page booklet, right? You open it up. Look how the numbers are. They're upside down in different ways. It doesn't just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It doesn't work that way when you fold this up. When you fold it up, you got to know where your pages are going to be. Okay? You got to know where your pages are going to be. So let's just say you made your zine, and even if you just did it, open it up, and you did page 1, page 2, 3, 4, 5, or if you want to work on it this way, you can fold up your zine and start working on it. You can start working on it page by page if you want, right? Then what you do is you open the whole thing up. You go to your copy machine, your printer, whatever, wherever you're going to make a copy. You're going to take this. You're going to make a copy of it. And then you're going to have to refold your copy. You're going to refold your copy and send me your copy. Don't you keep the original, right? You keep the original. I have to laugh. All right, so now I'm going to wait for any questions again. Okay, I'm going to wait for any questions, and then we're going to do a little decorating ones. But you can do them like Janet. Look, she's got hers looking like a newspaper. She has a drawing. She has a little writing. I mean, this is the fancy side of it. You don't have to do it this fancy. Let me pull a couple more simplistic ones out here that aren't as fancy. Those have a lot of the same ones. Let's see. Let's get this one. In the fairy tale ones, let's see. Okay, so here's an example of a painty one. Let's see here. I don't want to confuse anybody. Some of them are a little fancier than others. Let's see. Okay. I don't remember what this one was about, if it was a quote or what. I think this one might have been a quote. So you can do painty, you can do quotes, you can anything Halloween. Anything Halloween. All right. I'm not seeing any questions. I'm kind of waiting to see if there's any questions. I'm not seeing any. So when you fold this up, this is the simplest zine there is, this format. And that's what I want. I want it to be the easiest way you can do it. All right. Let me wait one more minute for questions on the folding. Before I start throwing paint around. Yeah, you have to, once you do a couple of them, it's so easy. Again, you fold in half. Let me start from the scratch. All you do is this 8.5 by 11 sheet of copy paper. Fold it in half. Fold it in half. Then you take this flap and fold that in half. Turn it over. Fold this in half. And now you've got this. Okay, that's what you have. All right, now you open this up. Cut down the two middle square, well, rectangles, but cut down the two middle ones. And I didn't do that very neat. I went off the line. All right, so you cut down the two middle ones. Then all you do is pop this other side up so you have two folds to grab. Grab those. All right, grab the middle and you just flip it up. And then what will happen is you'll just have to go and just kind of flatten the folds that all these folds are already there. You just got to flatten them down. Flatten them down, be neater than I just did. But now you have a little booklet. Now you have a little booklet instead of just a folded piece of paper. Okay? And then once you do that, for your on your template, number every page. Number every page. So that you know where everything is going to lay when you open it flat. Because when you open it back up flat, it's not like you think it's going to be. Right? So this will be your template. All right. I guess no questions. So we're going to move on. If you have any questions, ask them, guys. All right. So there's some samples there. Okay. So now what you can do a couple different things. Okay, Laura, Becky. I'm going to show you how you can decorate a full page. And y'all, if y'all have done art journaling, inking, paint scraping, all those things, you know, we've done all these techniques a gazillion times. But I'm just going to show you some so you can have some samples. All right. So I'm going to show you my Smackin' Dragon, which this is terrible because it's going to have a glare. This is just a piece of non-porous, you know, where your ink is not going to sink into. If you have a craft mat. Now, let me back up. I'm not telling you to do this technique with your zine. You can do your zine any way you want, as long as it's Halloween themed. Okay? You can do it any way you want. I'm going to show you a couple of different ways, though, to do, get started. Get started. Hi, Kmore. All right, so this is a non-porous plastic mat, and I'm going to try to keep it away from the glare lights because I can't, look. We'll do our best. Maybe I'll turn it. There we go, because the lights are right there. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I call Smackin' Dragon. You can use paint. You can scrape your acrylic paint. You can use your markers. You can use whatever you want, and you don't even have to do a full painty background. Like Janet's, Janet's is, you know, hand drawn and hand lettered page by page. Oh, let me open this up just to show you, give you a better example. See how everything is all laid out, all different? You wouldn't know what page is what if you didn't have it numbered, right? See how some are upside down? So when you fold it up is when it makes your little book. I'm just going to show you a couple of ideas for your zine background or zine starting your zine. All right, so what I'm going to do is I've got a stack of copy paper here. Okay, now you could do this on cardstock as well, because you don't have to fold this if it's just card. Maybe I should get a piece of card. Well, we'll just imagine this can be any paper you want that's 8.5 by 11, because you don't have to fold your original. You do not have to fold your original, but you do have to be aware of where everything's going to lie on your paper, right? Or you can fold it. Either way, I'm going to show you both ways. So we're going to use a couple of different, let's go with, I pulled some purple, and I'm just using inks. You can use paint, and you don't, again, I don't want to confuse you to make you think you have to do this on your zine. Am I making that clear, guys? You do not have to do these techniques I'm showing you. This is not a requirement for your zine. You can draw a bunch of pumpkins and ghosts on your zine. You don't have to paint the background. You don't have to ink the background. You don't have to, you can do it in black and white. Doesn't matter. I'm just showing you some options. All right, so I'm going to put some green and purple down. Maybe just a splotch of red just to have a little more color. And this one may not be working, so let me put a little bit of color out here. So this is just a non-porous surface with some dilution ink, and then I'm going to take my water spray, get this wet, and I'm going to do what I call smack and dragging. Thank you, Riri. So I'm going to take just a piece of paper, and I'm going to go smack and drag. And see how I got that? If I want some more right there, I'll just drag it a little more right there. Okay, so now I've got this paper that I'm going to set aside to dry. Let me just set that aside. So I still got a little bit of ink here. Maybe I'll put a little more yellow or orange here. Okay, put a little bit more water. Okay, I'm going to take a piece of paper, smack and drag. Smack and drag. And so I call it smack and dragging. So see how you can get some cool effects with the ink? And it doesn't have to be spray inks. I've got my, I'm going to reach over you guys here. Acrylic inks. Here's some fluorescent color. I'm trying not to get in the light there because that wants to flash it out. All right, so I'll put some fluorescent ink down, a little bit of water. And so you got to be careful because after you do it 2 or 3 times, you're going to get mud. It's going to all be brown. But now I'm going to smack and drag. Smack and drag. So now I've got these painty looking papers. Okay. So I'm going to dry these through. Let me make one more. All right, let's see. I'm going to clean this off. Okay, I'm going to put down a little more orange. I'm just kind of doing kind of something Halloween, kind of what you imagine Halloween colors. And maybe a little of the dark purple here. Okay, a little bit of water. Piece of paper. Smack and drag. Maybe a little more on that end. Maybe a little more on that end. There we go. Okay. Let's do one more. So you can use up this ink. Are we still moving this chat? Or y'all, have I totally lost you guys? Smack and drag. And it's different every time, you know. All right, so that's enough for that. Now, let me clean this off just to show you what you're going to do with that. All right, let's move this out of the way. I'm going to take these papers one by one. And I'm going to dry them with my heat gun because it'll make it quicker. You can just let it, okay. So I'm going to dry these real quick. Again, this is just an idea. You can use paints, and I'll do a couple different ones. And you want to get them dry. You can dry the backs too, just to make sure they're nice and dry. You like some snack and dragon, Riri? Yeah. All right, I think I got them dry. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing that I just did with the plain papers. I'm going to turn it over, fold it in half. And again, you know, line it up, take your time. Okay, fold it in half again. Then fold each side, each flap. All right, now you've got your little paper folded. You can take your cutter. You're going to open this back up. Cut down the middle. And it might be easier if you make a little mark, a little pencil mark, so you know exactly where you want to cut to, just so you can see it better. So you want to cut as close on that line as you can. Okay. Now I'm going to bring both of the folds on the middle up. Okay, and you just go like this. So you got a little diamond there, and then just kind of creep on into the middle. Okay, and then you just fold all of it together. Now here's one of the things that's kind of cool about this fold thing. And do it neat or take your time. But here's the thing. Now that you've folded it up into your little booklet, you can make any of these pages the cover. You like this one the best, or let's just say you like this one the best. Then all you do is just fold the whole thing over. It's going to retain the book. It's going to retain the book. And you can say, oh, no, I really like this page for the cover. Then you just make that page the cover. Or you like that one. Oh, let's make that page the cover. It all stays the same. It doesn't matter. But once you decide where your cover, whichever one is that you want on the front, you know, and then again, take your time to, you know, make sure it's all nice and scored, you know, so it's nice and neat. Just remember, and you might want to put a little, no, it just has to be Halloween, Scrap Girl. Just has to be Halloween. Okay, any Halloween. That's why we're calling it a Hallowzine. All right, so now you have a painty paper as a background to start working on. Now you can start writing a story. You could draw some pumpkins. You can make like this looks like a little hill to me. There might be some little, and you could do it on a separate piece of paper. Here's the thing about doing it, because you're not sending your original to me. You're not sending the original. When you're done with this, you're going to open it all up, make a copy, refold your copy, and send me the copy. Okay. You keep the original. But let's just say I want, oh, I don't know. I guess I could paint it on here, but or I just want to show you different options. Okay. Let me draw a little punch. Just something simple. Oh, let's see. I was going to try to do some, I don't want to get too many techniques out because then I don't want people to get confused. But let's just say you want to hand draw some little pumpkins, little pumpkin stick figures or whatever. Okay, so you can make some little pumpkins. I'm just showing how you can do it separate. Okay, you can, so you can do some little, whatever you want to do. It can be on the zine or you can do it separate. Okay, and you can, let's just color them quick like this just so I can show you. And then you can cut them out. So you can do a you can do a little cut, fussy cut. And I'm not going to do all this now. I just want to give you the ideas. So you can do your little characters or whatever. You can cut out and then glue them on here. Okay, you can glue them on here, do a whole story. You can write a poem. You can write the raven. You can do, or, you know, do some ravens, do some bats. You could do them individually like this and glue them on, because you're not sending me this. You're sending me the copy of this. Okay. Okay, Picola, I need some tea too. Give me some while you're at it, Picola. Okay, so you can do them individually. And if you want, so you can move things around on your piece rather than just going on here and drawing a bat on here. You know, you could you could draw your little bat, you know, you could draw your little bat and cut this out. And then you can, once you have it cut out, you go, well, I don't know if I want it there. Do I want 3 here? Do I want my bat flying up here? Do I want, you know, so you have your little elements that you can move them around and decide where you want your story to be. Hi, Hut. And by the way, Hut's going to be on a show tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern. I'm showing how to make a zine, and we're doing a Hallowzine swap. So anybody that wants to be in it, all you have to do, here's my, all you have to do is send me one zine and one self-addressed stamped envelope so I can send you back somebody else's zine. So it's a 1-for-1 swap, but I'm just showing you how to make some different decorations on it, or story, or whatever you want to do. But the format of the zine is 1 sheet of paper. If everybody do this. There's a ton of different ways to make a zine, but I want everybody to do this. Okay, everybody do this. Yeah, we're looking forward to having you on. Hut is doing a drawing for me, and I'm doing a drawing for Hut. That's what we're going to do tomorrow. And Janet's probably going to work on one of her Inktober's tomorrow. So we're going to do it'll be 10 Eastern tomorrow. So again, you can start with the base. All right, let's go back to another piece of paper here and show you. I'm going to fold these so many times you're going to get sick of seeing me fold them. So you fold your paper in half. Oh, I didn't fold that neatly. Let's fold it. You want to fold it as on the line as you can. Fold this in half. Fold this in half. Flip it over. Fold that in half. So now you've got your little M or your little W. You want to open this up. And you want to cut. It doesn't matter which side you cut. It might be easier to see it from the back. Because it's the cuts cut. It doesn't matter which side you cut it. You just want to cut those 2 middle ones. Okay. Cut the 2 middle ones. Again, doesn't matter as long as it's in the middle. And then you just want to fold the 2 in the middle. Flap it up, creep in, and then get all this folded. I mean, it's already scored. You've already folded it. But now you want to kind of just make sure it's all really neatly folded. I'm not doing it real neatly right now because I'm trying to be quick. But then again, you can fold this over any way you want to make your cover. This could be your cover. This could be your cover. Any of them can be your cover because you just keep folding. It's all the same. It's all the same. It's a little booklet. But once you decide on the cover, you want to make sure you don't, you number them or something so you know where you are. Because once again, once you open it back up, so here we go. Let me show this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Once you open this back up, those numbers are not where you think they're going to be, and they're upside down. Okay. Am I making it clear? Clear as mud. Oh my gosh. Jan said she's going to provide comic relief. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. All right. So there again, fold, squeeze together, and all of them, they'll all fold together because you've already scored them, right? But when you open it up, it's not going to look like you think. So you need to make sure that you number your pages. make you a template like this just to have on hand so you can kind of get the gist of it. But then once you decide, okay, so this now, you might want to just put a pencil 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 while you're working on it, so you don't lose track of where you are. Because if you open this back up, you go, oh, well, where was you know what I'm saying? So it's just easier if you keep track. Now, if you don't want your numbers on there in pencil when you make your copy, then take those off, of course, erase them. So anyway, so you got your little zines. And then again, you don't have to paint your backgrounds like this, but I'm just giving you the idea because we all are mixed media, art journalers, painty, scrapey, inky kind of people that, this is an easy way to get a background started for you to work on. Now, if you want to say, and I'm not going to do the raven. I'm just going to show you my one I did last year. Last year, I thought, oh, I'm going to handwrite out the raven. Well, I forgot how long it was. It's 16 stanzas, I think 8 lines each. So, and of course I made a bigger book. This is a big Poe book. So what I ended up doing was, Mom and Denise are texting each other. Let me turn the volume off. What I ended up doing, because I'm always doing Inktober and October as well, I was not going to have time to hand calligraphy. I was going to have time to calligraphy the whole poem. So what I did is, thank you, Pacoa. What I did was print it out. I printed out the whole raven, but then it ended up being almost as much time because I cut down the raven line by line, inked all the edges, and made a Poe book. So as you can see here, after I printed it out in Gothic Old English lettering font, then I cut them all down, inked all the edges, and glued them all down with a glue stick, every single stanza. So it almost took as much time as if I was going to do it by hand anyway. And then what I did was, on every page, I also put Poe. So every page has got the stanza, a Poe, sometimes upside down, sometimes right side up, some little pockets and all different things. So this was my Poe book that I did last year. And I tried to distress and ink and splatter and make it real distress looking on every single page. So I illustrated out, stickers and just different things, right? But everyone's got a picture of Poe on it. So it almost took me as long to cut them all out as I would have if I would have handwritten it. So the reason I'm showing you this is to let you know that if you want to write out the raven in your zine, you're going to have to write pretty little because there's a lot. There's a lot to the whole thing. And then after I finished, I had a few pages left. Well, I think I got a couple more here. I had a couple pages left in the back of the book. I guess there were 18 stanzas. So then I just, glued on some different things here in the back, did some little some little stuff around it. So, because I had a bunch of pages left. Because I got this book from, I bought it from Mark. So, yeah, I bought the book from Mark. And I added a little bit of gold to it, and then I put the Poe on it with some puffy stickers. I put Poe on it, but Mark made the book itself. And then, so yeah. So then, of course, I had to make a box. Then I put this around it. I had to make a box for the book. So this is the box that I made. And that's a real wax seal there with a real nib. And a real feather here. It's a real feather. and then a real nib and a wax seal, and then a frame here. And then all this is all individually glued on here. And same for all the sequences are one by one. I glued every one of those on one by one. So I made a nice decorative box for my Poe book. Did that last year. Okay. So to start with your zines with some color on them. Thank you. Thanks, Don. I got a bunch of bags of clothes out on my driveway waiting for every month they'll do a pickup of clothes or whatever you're getting rid of, and you just put the name of the company on there and they come by in their big truck and pick it up. So I thought I just heard them come by, but it wasn't. Okay, so there's a start for some, like just some yellow and some orange ones. So again, then you can go in here and whatever you want to do, you can make, you can write, you can draw, you can do a combination. If you want to stick a pumpkin on every page, but do your best. Don't just give me a book with stickers, because, do something that, I don't mind if you have, stickers on it, but do something that like you would want to get back. Okay. Again, I'm not telling you to do a Janet-esque mini newspaper here. I'm not telling you to do something this fancy, right, in your zine, but try to make it something that you would like to get back if you wanted to do it. Did Devin come in? I miss Devin. Are you talking to Dawn, Janet? So, hi, little sister. Okay, so here's a couple of ways you can do it. Now, if you want to do something more painty or dimensional, you can do that too, because you're not sending me the original. So whatever you have on your original, as long as, whatever you want to do, it's easier to work on it if it's already folded. But if you're working on a piece of cardstock that's thick and not yet folded, you're going to have to map this out with a pencil, and you're going to have to know where your pages are going to lie, right? Or is that lay? Where they're going to lay, where they're going to lie. So it is easier to do it if you, hi Dot. It is easier to do it if you've already got it folded and, semi-numbered, even in pencil, just so you know where you are in your booklet, in your zine. We're doing a zine swap. If anybody's coming in late, go back and watch the beginning so that you get all the rules and everything. All right. So now you can also do, let's get some color paint. Let's get some paint. You can do it with some paint. And I'm just using the usual purple and green and orange, you can, just to kind of, all right, so you can put some paint. You can use acrylic paint, you can use inks, you can use whatever you want. Let's move this out of the way. Take something to scrape with. You can do scrapey. Okay, let's just scrape some paint on here. All right, now let me get a baby wipe to clean my hands. Okay. Let's dry this. I'm just doing some different things just to give you ideas. Hey, Devin! I showed you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I showed this earlier, page by page. Thank you so much for my Traveler's Notebook insert. Anybody can be in, because if you're international, you're going to put a self-addressed stamped envelope that you're going to send me with your zine, and I'll show that again here. So you're going to send me, you're going to send me your, let me get a sip of juice. You're going to send it to me, to my post office box. What you're going to send me is your zine. This is a sample. You're going to send me your zine and a self-addressed stamped envelope. Your stamp that's going to get it back home to you, your name and address. And what I'll do is I'll take the other person's zine, put it in here, and mail this to you. It's all ready to go. I don't have to do anything. It's ready to go. Your address, your stamp, this goes in the mail back to you. So that's what you send me. You send me one self-addressed stamped envelope and your zine. Send that to me, and I will send you back one zine. It's a 1-for-1. It's a 1-for-1 swap. Okay, so I'm going to show you again. So we got our piece of paper. Fold. 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 And fold neat and take your time. You want it to all line up nicely. So you have your little M or your little W, but it's not a book. See, let me show the difference. See the difference once you cut it? This is one made. This is one just folded. So now you want to take this, open it up. It doesn't matter which side you cut on. It's easier to see on the back side, I think. And then you just cut down the middle. The middle two. Cut down the middle two. Okay. And then you just fold it up. Creep into the middle. And again, whatever page you want to be your cover. It can be this one. You go, oh, I want this page to be my cover. Well, you just fold it all back over. It's just, it'll fold whatever way you want. Oh, I want this page to be my cover. Well, that can go that way. So whatever way you want it to go. See, now it's a booklet instead of just a folded piece of paper. All right. So let's see. I'm glad it arrived safely. Sorry, it wasn't for compliment. Oh yeah, I read your note out loud. Oh, I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Devin. Thank you so much. I love it. So I hope you'll be in this swap. It's just a 1-for-1, guys. And the only thing is it's Halloween, right? So again, you can make your own little decorations or if you're going to do, let's just say you were going to do the Raven poem, just for example. You could draw a little raven, cut it out, glue it on, because you're not sending me your original. So you can glue all kinds of things on here. You can do whatever you want on your copy. Okay. You can have, feathers. You can do the wax seal. You can do whatever you want on your copy, because that's not what's going to get mailed to me. After you do your zine, you open it up, go to the copy machine, make a copy. Then after you make a copy, you're going to have to refold it and recut it. Okay. You have to refold and recut. Don't send me a flat piece of paper like this. You have to cut it and fold it yourself, fold it all up, and send me the copy of your zine. You keep the original. Little sister, I saw him and his family on Facebook. I don't know how he's doing, but I did see him post. So I don't know how he's doing, but I did see him post on Facebook a day or two ago. So yeah. Let's see. All right, so let me take a minute and get some questions. Again, here's just a couple different ones. You can do whatever you want on these. You can draw, you can sketch, you can do, you can make some, do little ghosts. Doesn't matter. Whatever you want Halloween. That's why we're calling it a Hallowzine. Again, it doesn't have to be as fancy as one of Janet's here. But if you want it to be, you're more than welcome to. Okay. So Janet does hers like little newspapers. Now, I'm not saying she's going to do that this year, but I'm just showing you it can get real fancy or it can be simpler. Then Leo, Grandma, I'm sorry. I guess you can't participate this time. Yeah, because you have to make a copy. You have to make a copy to participate. So, yeah. I don't know what I can't help you with that. I can't do anything about closed libraries. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Copy shop. I don't know what's open in Leo's area, Leo's grandma area. So, yeah. Okay. So let's see. So 1-for-1, self-addressed stamped envelope by the 31st. I have to have them by the 31st. So, make it this week or by next week. If you're in the States, if you get, if you mail it out, by next week, it should be here. If you're international, you need to get crack-a-lacking because it's the 31st is the deadline for me to get them. Okay. The 31st is the deadline for me to get them. And then I will swap them out and get them out to you, get them all sent back to you. Try, by the first week in November. Oh, the other thing I didn't get to say so far is I want to show them. I want to show your zines on the stream. So, throughout the next 3 weeks, when I get some in, if I get 2 in a week, if I get 10 in a week, the next stream, at the beginning of the next stream, I will show the zines that came in within the last couple days. Because, I stream Monday and Wednesday. So, and then Janet and I do a guest show on Thursday. I probably won't show them on that day because if we have a guest. Now, if it's just me and Janet, we don't have a guest, then I'll show them. But otherwise, the beginning of every Monday and Wednesday, I want to show your zines off. I want y'all to, everybody to see them because you're only swapping 1-for-1. So I want to show them so everybody can get the enjoyment of seeing the zines. Now, you don't know whose you're going to get, but I want to show them all. Okay? Yeah, you only need 1 copy because you're keeping the original. You just need to send 1 copy to me. 1 copy, and I'll send you 1 person's back. Okay? Yeah, Janet said a bank. Somebody in chat, their library's closed. They don't have a printer. They don't have a copier or whatever. And Janet's trying to give them suggestions of where they can go because of the virus, where they can go and make a copy. So, a drugstore, I'm sure the drugstores are open. Yeah. Bank, different places if you don't have a library. Okay. So there you go. I'm going to wait for any more questions. I wanted just to kind of show you. You can decorate them, write in them, poems. If you just want to do whatever, use your own imagination. But what I'm saying is you can do your art on another piece of paper. Even if you just did a little piece of art, you did your little art like this and glued it on and then wrote in there. You can write Hallowzine on the cover. Make sure you sign the back. Sign and date the back would be nice, so that the person that gets it knows who sent it to them. If you want to put your email on the back, that's fine. If you don't want to, just put your name and, just put your name, your screen name, if that's all you want people to know. But don't put don't put your home address on it because this is going to go to a stranger. Okay. Put your name. If you want to exchange, if you want to put your email on it, that's fine. Or your screen name, like Riri. Riri could put Riri and that's all. But then we know who it is, right? So that when I'm showing them off to you guys, when I'm showing them weekly, I can say, oh, here's Riri's, and we'll, show it. But you don't put your home address on the back because this is going to go to a stranger. Okay? Yeah, I think it's going to be fun. And again, I've been in the swaps where we exchanged 25 at a time. I'm not doing that. We're doing we're 1-for-1. 1-for-1. So, and anybody can participate. If you're watching this, we got almost 200 people, lurkers. If you want to participate, you are more than free to do so. Here's my Dede Willingham, P.O. Box 605, Sunnyside, Georgia, 30284. Send me your zine and a self-addressed stamped envelope. If you don't send me a self-addressed stamped envelope, guys, well, then I can't even send it back to you. So make sure you have that. Okay. Make sure you have a self-addressed stamped envelope so that I can send you one back. And I'm going to take yours and forward it to someone else. So don't put, just put your screen name or whatever name you want people to know you by, because I want to show them on my stream. So like I said, if I get one that week, if I get 2, if I get 10, however many I get, I'm going to show them. So if you don't want them shown, then don't participate, because I'm going to try my best to show all of them. I'm going to try my best to show them off. So, even though only one person is going to get your zine and you're only going to get one person's zine, everybody can see them, right? And you don't have to email me and tell me you're in. Jane goes, I'm in. And she didn't say that, but I'm just telling you, you do not have to email me and say, I'm sending you one. Don't do that. Just send it. Just send it. And I will show them as we get them in. Okay. All right. That was the other thing, Devin. You don't need a U.S. postage stamp. You don't need one, because here's how it's going to work. See, I was confused at that at the beginning too, Devin. You don't need that. Here's you. You are sending me this. You are sending me it with your international stamp or whatever, as long as it gets to me, right? So your international stamp or whatever stamp you send this to me. Inside, you're going to have your self-addressed stamped envelope. And all you need is whatever stamp it needs to get to you. So put an international stamp. I can send you this back with an international stamp. So if you're international, put an international stamp here and an international stamp here. Then I'm going to get this with your zine, and I'm going to take somebody else's zine. I'm going to put it in here, and I'm going to send this back to you. So your stamp is both. Your stamp is on the one to me, and your stamp is on the one sending back to you. Okay. So you just, send me a self-addressed stamped envelope with your zine. Send this to me. Okay. Yes. Well, do you never mail any? Well, you mail out of country. Oh, you just usually go to the post office and weigh it, Devin? Yeah, there's international stamps. They're the ones I have. Let me go get some juice and I'll grab some to show you what mine. They look, they're various ones. Hang on, I'll go grab some. The ones I've been buying lately anyway are round ones. They have some green ones, they have some pink ones, but they're round like this. They're international. They have global on them. Yeah, global stamps. Yeah, that's what I say. The current ones are round, Janet. So, yeah. So you just put one to me when you put it on your envelope and put it on the one that I'm sending back to you. Put a global one on the one I'm sending back to you. Okay. All right. Any more questions? Thank you, Bacola. So anybody can participate. The lurkers, if you're just lurking, you've never participated in any of our projects. If you want to be in our Hallowzine swap, again, you just do whatever you want, any kind of Halloween zine. It doesn't have to be painted and this like this. It can just be, just written and drawn on. It can be whatever, however you want. Okay, let's see. I got the Bugs Bunny ones. I should have brought them up. I got the Bugs Bunny ones too, Janet. Yeah. So again, you have until the 31st to get me your zine, get it to me, So if, however fast you can work, if you're going to, I don't know how long it would take Janet to do something like this, but if it takes you 2 weeks to do something in your head, then you better, you got to get crack-a-lacking. You can do any mediums you want. You can do paint because you're going to make a copy. So it's regardless of whatever you start with as a base, you're going to take that and make a copy of it. So you keep your original. So if you want to make more copies later, so you'll always have as many of your own zines as you want, right? Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I need to cover in this project. Anybody think of anything else I didn't cover? Did I show through these? So these are just different swaps we've been in. I don't know if this was the fairy tale. We've been fairy tale quotes. We've done a whole bunch of different ones over the years. Eileen goes, I think you've lost it, Devin. So I don't know what that is, Tracy. VA, I don't know what you're talking about. Is different. I don't know what you mean. All right. So I think I folded enough and showed enough. I still haven't come to get those bags off my driveway. So again, you do whatever you want. You can cut, paste, glue, paint, ink, marker, scribble, scrabble, doodle, Zentangle. If you want to do a Hallowzine Zentangle, do it in orange and black or purple. I don't, and the color again doesn't really matter. Whatever you want to do, your version. It's your interpretation of Halloween, because it's a Hallowzine. Amount of money? Oh, I don't know how. I think they're. Do you remember what they are, Janet? An international stamp costs $1.25. I think, I'm not sure. I don't remember. Is it $1.25 for an international? I don't remember. Because I just buy the sheet, so I don't know how much they are broken down. Oh, it tastes good. My cranberry juice. Okay, I'm waiting for any more questions. It's $1.21. Candy said. I was close. So one international stamp is $1.21. And it shouldn't be more than that, as long as you just mail. And if you want to, you can flatten it like this if it fits in your envelope better, However, but I think if you have, just like this, and you have a zine and your envelope and your zine, they should fit side by side like that in a business size envelope. Business size, this is considered a business size envelope. That way they'll fit like next to each other, kind of flat, and just one stamp, one international stamp should do it. Okay. No decorating. You can do whatever you want, because you're not sending me the original Asa. You're not sending me the original. You're sending me a copy. So like I was saying earlier, you can put anything you want on your original. You can do a wax seal. You can do, whatever you think can copy, because you're going to copy that and send me the copy. So it doesn't matter what you have on the outside. All right. So I think that's all on the zines. I'm going to move on to working in our, what do you call it, color book. Cute and creepy. But if you do have any more questions, feel free to ask. Hi, Kathy. Anybody else I missed? We were talking about doing a 1-for-1 Hallowzine swap. one zine for one zine, you send one, you get one back. So if y'all missed it, go back and watch. I don't want to repeat it again. I've already repeated it about 5 times. So if you missed the beginning of the show where we talked about the zine swap, then just go back later and watch the recording. Okay? But if you have any questions on what I've said so far, feel free to ask questions. If you have any questions on what we've talked about. All righty. Let's move some of my samples out of the way. Okay. All right. So I've been coloring in Cute and Creepy. And I did another one yesterday that, all right, so this one, I posted this one. I posted this one yesterday. I finished this one. I started this one on Monday. And let's see, I can zoom in another and let's readjust I think that's pretty good. I don't want to get it too flashed out. There we go. I think that's a little better. Show the folder again to hold them. Let's see here. All right. Well, my folder is 2 glued together. Okay. See where they're attached right here. But I'll show you how to make one. Let's see. I'll show you. This is an ATC one. It's just a little, I just folded it a little smaller. But, well, let me see. Maybe I should show you the actual one. All right, hang on. Let me take them out because I got to take everything apart. Now, remember, you're only getting one back. So, you know, if you make you a folder, it's not for this swap because this swap, you're only getting one. But this one is the size to hold zines. This one I showed you earlier will hold ATCs. Artist trading card. This is for 2.5 by 3.5. So it's smaller. So let me show you how to make this one. Well, let me see. I've got 2 put together. Let's see. Let me just take them apart here. I just got them attached with washi tape. All right. So you take a folder. Hang on. Let me get everything back together here. Okay. So you have a file folder. Okay. Got a file folder, right? Open the file folder. Let's move this out of the way. Open the file folder and fold it in half. Okay, so you see how the file folder is normally like this. You open the file folder, fold it up like that. Now that's where the normal fold is from the file folder, right there. That's the middle of the file folder. Then you can just bring this down an inch. This is the little pocket, right? So and turn it over, bring that down. And then you just make it so that there's 3 on this side, 3, you're folding it twice to make 3 pockets. Same thing on here. You're folding it twice. So you might have to measure on this. Might have to measure this so that you make sure you have 3, right? And then on this side, you got 3. So then you fold it all up. It's all folded up and you've got a double side. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pockets on this side. And you've got 6 pockets on this side. And of course, I added washi tape here because, this is where the file folder is on the end. So, you're going to have to put something here on the end. So I probably wouldn't put anything in this one, right? So you have all your little pockets. And this is good for, cards or ATCs, zines, whatever. Like I showed this one. This is the one where I put my... I made my little, I just did a little card sketchbook thing where I could take to the beach and cut me out a bunch of cards. And a lot can fit in here, like 50 cards can fit in here. And I just put a rubber band around it and a pen and a pencil. So you can see the zine one is just a little bigger. All right, let's see. Okay, so let's go back over to this. So this is the one that I did Monday. And then I did this one yesterday and posted it, but I did not do it. There's no video for this one. So the thing about, I'm trying to do one, at least one every other day, because my Inktober, I'm just doing one little insect. I'm doing one little insect a day for Inktober on a 22 by 29 poster. So it's a big poster, and I'm just drawing one little insect a day, and there'll be 31 on the whole poster. So you won't get to see the whole poster till the end of the month. But it doesn't take me long to draw one little insect a day. So along with that, I'm doing cute and creepy coloring book throughout the month too. Now, I don't know that I can do one a day, maybe one every other day, but I want to try to do them all out of this book. So my point in saying all that was I didn't stream yesterday. So I did this yesterday. I didn't stream it because I wasn't streaming yesterday. So there won't be a video for every single one of these. But if I can work on one like I did this one on Monday, then I'll work on it at least far enough along so you can see all the techniques I use, and then I'll post it on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Okay, and then I did this one last week. Bye, Cindy. And then this one. So there's no video for this one. There is a video. Is there a video for this one? I don't remember. See, I'm not remembering which ones there's videos for and which ones there's not. There's going to be more without videos than there are with videos, because I'm going to be working on these more than I stream. So, but this one I posted yesterday. And this didn't take too long because, again, I do washes of acrylic paint. So this is all a wash, this is all a wash, and then he's washed. And so then I just went back in there and painted on top, shaded with pencil. And this probably took me about 30 minutes. It didn't take long for this. Now, that being said, this one took much longer. This one took much longer because then the black background, I painted around every bit of that, right? Same thing for this. Okay. So anyway, I thought maybe I would do this one today, this little cat. Now, again, I'm not going to sit here and you're not going to probably see me paint out every one of these pumpkins. Well, maybe. We'll see how long it takes. We'll see how long it takes to wash it in. So I'm just going to put a piece of wax paper behind where I'm working, because you don't want to paint your pages together. So I put some wax paper behind the one I'm working on. And I haven't really thought about what colors or anything I want to do. I'll probably do orange pumpkins and maybe a purple background. We'll see. Something like that. And, we could do, I could do a blue cat. I could do, I can do you can do whatever color you want, right? I like to make it like odd. I like to do it odd. You're welcome, Rosalind. Try to participate in the zine swap if you can. All right, so let's see. Do I want to do? I'll probably do orange pumpkins. I could do a black. See, I'm kind of using a lot of orange, black, green. I could do a purple cat and orange pumpkins. And I've already done a green background here. So I did a green background on that one. What other color backgrounds have I done? Black background there. Of course, that's a colorful one. So let's just start with the pumpkin. So we'll see where it goes. So you can get things done a lot faster if you do a wash. All right, so I'm just going to put down some orange. I'm going to water it down a little. Find a brush here. What's the name of the pop manga book, Julie? It's Cute and Creepy by Camilla D'Oreco. Yeah. It's a newest one as far as I know, it's her newest one. Okay, so now I've got this. I'm going to water this down. And how far do you want to water it down? You want to water it down enough so that you can see the line art through. Okay, so I'm going to water this down. And then here's another thing. If I'm going to do the background black, then it doesn't matter if you go out of line. So that's kind of, you want to kind of think of that too. If I'm going to do it purple, it might, I might need to be a little more careful, because what I was going to say is if I was going to do a black background, I could just go like over that whole thing. It wouldn't matter if it got out of line, because the background's going to be painted black, so it would cover up any orange that I got out of line. If I'm going to do it green, well, I don't want to do it green because I did the other one. If I was going to do it purple, then if I went outside of the pumpkin, I don't know that the purple, it could probably take 2 coats and I could probably cover it, with 2 coats. But for now, look, I can just do this. See? And what I'm going to do is I'll shade with pencil, and I'll go back over the little pumpkin eyes. But if you start with a base like this, a base of acrylic wash, look, I've already got almost, 10 pumpkins colored in already. If you were going to try to do this with pencil, you'd be 5 or 10 minutes on each pumpkin, right? So this, doing a base of a wash of acrylic paint gets you a lot further. Not that you have to hurry, but if I'm going to do a lot of pages in a month, or on a stream or something, it's a lot quicker. It's a lot quicker to do an acrylic wash as a base, and then just go in there and shade with pencil. So that's what I'm going to do here. And if I do a purple cat, then I probably need to do a black background. So we'll work on this for a little bit. If y'all have any questions, or if you have any questions on the zines or anything, let me know. Again, I have to have them by the 31st, so that I can, that gives us, that's like 3 weeks all total, isn't it? Like today's the 7th, so that gives us like 3 weeks to get them to me. So the only people that might, want to kind of hurry a little are international, because I don't know, depending on your country, how long it's going to take to get here. So I just want to, make sure I can still see the line art underneath. If you do full strength paint, you probably, acrylic paint anyway, you'll cover up the line art and you won't be able to see, the line art underneath. So, oh, thank you, Pacola. The link to the color book on Amazon. I got mine at Books A Million. It is in the bookstore, so. And then the little stems, I'll just go back in there with the green pencil on the stems. All right, so let's see here. So make sure I got enough water there. All right, so now I'm going to do the one around his head here. And you'll see when you go to shade how detailed you can get it with just pencil on top of acrylic. And I always say this, I say it every time I use acrylic paint. When you do an acrylic paint wash, it needs to be flat, matte paint. You can't do this over shiny, metallic, satin paint. And that's also why I like craft paint. Craft paint doesn't have a lot of that shiny binders in it that artist grade paint has a sheen to it. I can't say every single paint, 100%, all paints ever made, artist grade in the tube, have a sheen to them. But craft paints, just flat matte, M-A-T-T-E, matte paints don't have a sheen to them. And pencil loves matte paint. Hi, Amanda. Nice to meet you. Where is Put in Bay Island? Where is that, Amanda? I'm not familiar with that. And here come the cats. So as long as they stay away from the paint. I see you, baby. You want to lay down? Let me pet you. Lay here. Okay, so let's see. I think I'll do him maybe not a dark purple, but like a lavendery purple, maybe like this kind of purple again. I think I did I think that's what I did this one in though. Let me go back over here. Which purple did I use? Yeah, see, I used this purple on him, so I think I'll just go with the dark purple on this one. All right, so now I'm going to put out just a little bit of purple, add a little bit of water, water it down, because I'm going over the cat right now. Hi, Marina from Norway in Ohio on Lake Erie. Oh, okay, cool. Well, thanks for being here. All right, so I'm going to just do a wash. Don't want to do the whole face, the ears. Let's just go ahead and kind of, and then maybe I'll make him have green eyes. I'll just do that with pencil. And I might outline him like with white to make him look kind of ghosty. So let's do this a little lighter here. Do a lighter purple in his white chest hairs there. And then a little darker behind. Okay. So it's very quick to do the wash. And also, if you're new or if y'all didn't know, if you want to talk to me, put it in caps. I won't think you're yelling at me. Put it in caps so I know you're talking to me. All right. And also, if y'all came in late and you want to be a part of a zine, Hallowzine swap, go back and watch the recording so you can see all the deets on that. Let's see. Hi, Kim. Who else? I'm sure Anne. Jilly. Who I'm sure I'm missing people coming in. All right. So now I want to let me go ahead and do the background black, I think. So let me get some paint, some black paint. Now, when you want to do a background and you want it flat, if you don't want to, see on some of them, I've done it different. Let's see. See, all right, here, this is flat black here. It's just no water. When I say flat black, I mean no water. This is a wash where it's watered down and you can see through it. Okay, so but if you want it flat, then you don't want to add any water to it. It just depends on what you want. But if you want to go over any line art, you're going to have to water it down. Otherwise, you're just going to be covering up the line art, right? All right, so let me go around that. This is what I usually do. I go with the wax paper behind. I'll go around the edges first. I'm going to get a different brush here. This one's a little flared out. I go around the edges first just so, because I got the wax paper there. Once I get the edges done, I can remove the wax paper, because I'm not going to worry about going on to the next page. Get a different brush here as soon as I get around these edges. And then I can put little glow around. I can put an orange glow around every pumpkin, because the color pencil will go over the black or go over acrylic paint, any acrylic paint. It'll go over it. Where if I had done this with pencil, you could not go over it with other pencil. Oh, thank you, Amanda. All right, so let's go around this way. Oops, stay in the camera. So I'll show you that here in a minute. But I think we'll be able to finish this page. I at least try to do enough of the technique so you see all the different things to do on it. If I don't finish, shading every little pumpkin, you at least know how to shade one or two, and then it's all the same. Okay. So once I get all the edges done, I can get rid of the wax paper. Okay. Doing this part would take you the longest. Oh, well, yeah, I can do it pretty fast because I've done so many, but you don't have to. And I'm also hurrying a little bit, Devin. I do hurry a little bit on stream. You don't have to when you're doing it. When I'm coloring by myself, I'm not in this big of a hurry. But when I'm streaming, I'm trying to get as much done as I can. Unless it's something like tomorrow when Comic Book Hut is here and he's going to be working on, we are doing a drawing swap. He's doing something for me and I'm drawing something for him. Now I won't hurry on that, even if I don't finish it on stream, because I don't want to, it's for somebody else, So I'm going to just kind of leave it's going to be a little scruffy around the fur. So I can, I don't want to lose all that furry edge. And then I can go back in there with pencil and Posca and do the detail of that fur. So I'm kind of just doing like here's the edge of the fur. Let me zoom in a little more. Let's make sure we're still focused. Maybe brighten it just a tad. So like here's an edge with fur right there. Well, if I just paint it solid, I'm going to lose where that fur is. So what I kind of do is I'll do this kind of like that. And don't go right up to the edge of the fur. So I keep that little fur edge so that when I go back, I can kind of know where it is. Of course, you can always make it up too. Just because it ends right there doesn't mean you have to have it in right. You can do it. I always say this, the artist is not going to email you and say, oh, you did that wrong. They're not going to do that. So, color it and paint it however you want. If you just wanted just the cat with none of these pumpkins, paint over all the pumpkins, I got to remember to stay in frame here now that I'm zoomed in. And the other thing too, Devin was saying, oh, it'd take me for, longer to go around all those pumpkins. Well, here's one thing. I know what I'm going to do with them is I'm going to put a glow around them. So because I'm going to put a glow around each pumpkin, it doesn't have to be that perfect. Look, let me get it up close to you. Look, see, look. It's not that perfect because I know I'm going to pencil over that. So it's not going to show anyway. So, but you do, if you are going to do something like a glow around something, you do need to get it pretty close because where there's no pencil, it's not going to do the same effect. I mean, where there's no paint, it's not going to do that same effect. So you have to have the paint close enough where the pencil is going to go on top of it. It doesn't have to be perfect right there, but you want it close enough that when you go over it with pencil, it's not going to leave a space. Let's see. I'm not seeing any questions. Yes, it is, Dawn. It is Cute and Creepy. Pop manga, Cute and Creepy. Camilla D'Areca. Well, it's cute and creepy. It doesn't, it doesn't necessarily have to be Halloween, but there's a lot of pumpkins and cats. So I would say yes. Uh, and I'm trying to work in it all month long. Trying to stay in frame because I'm zoomed in. So you just got to kind of get it based in, and it doesn't look the prettiest at this point. It's when you go to do the detail. But doing it this way with a base, a wash, or a flat color in the background, this is so much quicker than trying to do all that with pencil. Not that you have to hurry. Hi, Val. Um, but again, I like to color so many different books and so many different, pages and things, that if I spent 2 weeks on one page shading, I'd be in one book my whole life. Yeah. I just like, and I paint too. So I like paint as a base because of the techniques you can do with them that you can't do with just pencil. And I'm going to do that here in a minute. If you haven't seen me do the pencil techniques over acrylic. If y'all have any questions, just put them in caps. Trying to get as much done as I can. And then after the show, I've got to do my Inktober. I haven't drawn today's Inktober. And it doesn't take me too long to draw one little bug on the poster. I'm doing a big poster with 31 bugs. Well, 31 insects. I'm doing a poster with 31 insects on it. And then at the end of the month, you'll see the whole poster. So in the meantime, I'm only photographing the one little section of the poster with that day's insect. So you don't really, you can see maybe a leg or a little piece of another insect next to it, but you don't get to see the whole poster till the end of the month. And then you'll see the whole reveal. I think this is cute. You like this one? Yeah. And I'm going to give them green eyes. And we'll get to the shading here in a minute. You can see it's not taking me too long. What we've been working on is about 10 minutes maybe. Give me a couple more minutes to finish this. I'm going to have to turn it over though. I don't like to turn my pages sideways or, zip them around as if I don't have to, but because it's over there, I don't want to drag my arm through the paint. So I'm going to turn. So just give me a couple more minutes and you'll see the coolness that you can do with pencil effects on top of paint, if you haven't seen it already. The other thing I'll say is, I did a wash of orange over these pumpkins, and a lot of color, and I said this the Monday too, most color books, the line art and the black, like the eyes, is not 100% black. It's like a dark gray, which is good if if you don't want dark line art, say on portrait faces and that kind of color book pages. But if you want anything really dark and black, like their eyes, you can't just leave them. You're going to have to go in there with pencil or paint and color those eyes in because they're not black. Same thing for the pupils of the cat or any shading you want to do. You have to darken that and contrast that up yourself because the line art is not pure black. It's like a gray. Now, different color books have different variations of that darkness of ink that they print it with. But you'll see when I go to do their eyes, the difference it makes. I'm trying to stay in. And my favorite kind of brushes to use are angle brushes, small, flat angle brushes. because they have a point, so you can use the point. They're flat, so you can do a nice line, and then they're also wide enough where you can fill in. So angle brushes are the most versatile to me. And I just use craft brushes. They're not anything fancy, and I do wear them down pretty quick. Oh, I think they came and got the bags of clothes. No, they didn't yet. I have bags of clothes at the end of the driveway for the donation people. Oops, they come around once a month, so hopefully they'll come get today's. All right, almost done here, guys. The other thing that I always tell everybody to get is a white Posca paint pen. All right, let's see any questions. What was Nuts about to ask about the brush? Yeah. Hi, Chatelaine, lurking. Okay, and Chatelaine or anybody else coming in late, make sure if you want to be in the zine swap, it's just one zine for one zine. If you want to be in the zine swap, you have until the 31st to get it to me. That all the information about it is on the beginning of this video. And I will put my post office box in the description. It is already in the about section, but I'll put it in the description. And so if you want to do a zine swap, I don't share your address with anybody, and nobody's going to see your address except me, because you're going to do a self-addressed stamped envelope back to yourself. So nobody's exchanging addresses. Does that make sense? You're sending me your envelope with your address that I send back right back to you, but I'm not forwarding your address on to anybody. Nobody gets your address. I'm taking your zine out of your envelope and put it in somebody else's self-addressed stamped envelope. So all they're getting is your zine. They're not getting your address. I hope that makes sense. Clean this brush. I did pull out 2 more tubs of collage fodder. Oh my gosh. Let me get a baby wipe to clean my brush a little better. Okay, now I'm going to hit this with the heat gun just to make sure it's all dry. No, it's not going through. Let's see, look. Well, I can't show you because there's a page colored on the back. I already colored this page on the back. Acrylic paint, I can do acrylic paint on even the thinnest color book pages. It's not the paint that goes through, it's the amount of water. So if you have a real thin color book page, you want to use as little water as possible, because it's not the paint that's going to go through, it's the water. But this book is pretty thick pages anyway. Kitty bobblehead. I kind of thought of him as an astronaut. Okay, so now let me get a pen here. Let me see what one. Let's just see if this one will work. So now I'm going to take a black pen, and you can, now Sharpies will go through. A Sharpie marker. Don't, you got to be careful with your Sharpie marker. Sharpie pens. Oh, do I have one here? A Sharpie pen like this. Here we go. A Sharpie pen won't go through, but a Sharpie marker will go through. So you don't want to use a Sharpie marker for what I'm about to do, because that will go through. This is just a ink, this is one of the Japanese brush pens, but you can use Faber-Castell brush pen, or you can just use a pencil, your color pencil. But what I want to show you is the difference in the blackness of the ink. So even though I did put an orange wash over this, the ink is still not very dark. So you want to go back over. It may not show up on camera. Can you see the difference between that and that? See how much blacker that is than that? I don't know if it's going to show up on camera. But the black printed ink on the page is not real black. Same thing for the pupils of the eyes are not very black. So I want to blacken that, maybe the little nostrils or his little, you know, there's going to be, what is it, baby? I hear you meowing out there. What is it? So anything that you want black, the you can tell the ink on that's printed on the color book is not 100% black. And I'm also doing all the eyes because what I'm going to do is I am going to put a light in their eyes. And of course, you don't have to do that. You can leave them kind of creepy and hollow like this. But I'm going to just go ahead and do it. It's going to just take me a minute. Let's do it in stages. The other thing when I do a color book page, even though I'm kind of quick at it, I like to do, and again, I'm not dissing on people that do speeded up videos. The only thing I wish people that do speeded up videos would do is tell you how long it actually takes. I watch some awesome Copic artists and painters, and I know, you know, because it might take them 2 weeks to do a painting, or it may take them 8 hours to do a Copic marker drawing, and they speeded it up so that obviously so you can see the whole thing, right? But they don't tell you that, and well, some of them do. They don't tell you, oh, that took me 8 hours to do. So you're watching a speeded up Copic drawing, and you're seeing, you know, and you're seeing a 10-minute, maybe even an 8-minute video, and you're seeing 8 hours, 8 hours worth of work in an 8-10-minute video, and you're going, oh wow, you know, I'm gonna go get me some markers. I'm gonna do some of those drawings. And they don't tell you that, oh, it took me 8 hours of layering and shading with those Copics or that paint or whatever. So, you know, I don't mind a speeded up video when it's an awesome artist that does these beautiful paintings or beautiful Copic drawings. But please, in the description box, say, thanks for watching. This took me 8 hours. You know what I mean? You know, because and especially, you know, some of us have been streaming or doing videos or, you know, been doing it for 10 years here, or that have been doing art for 50 years, you know that it does, how long it takes. We know, but there's a lot of newbies that watch these videos and they're like young artists and go, oh, I want to get into the Copic, especially Copics. Young people love Copics. That's how Cameron got started in drawing too, Copics. They all love their Copics, right? But when you see somebody do a video in 10 minutes that took them 5, 6 hours, 7, sometimes longer, it's like, oh, bless your heart. Please let those newbies know you didn't get that done in 10 minutes. Okay, so now I've got that. Now what I want to do is I'm going to take my pasta. Maybe I'll take the bigger, thicker. So I got a couple different sizes here. This one is a thin one, and there's even a thinner one than this one. And then there's this one that's a fatter one. And all I'm going to do is put one white dot in each one of these eyes. So I'm going to use the fat one. And if you have them looking one way, you want the pupils to be going the same way. Like for instance, this one, let's make this one look like kind of looking like over this way. And then like this one might be looking over this way, or this one might be looking kind of straight at you. But if you do this, it's going to look like they're, I mean, it's funny, but it looks like their eyes are all wonky, right? So you want the pupils to be going in the same direction. So if you have them on the left side, have the other one on the left side. If you have them on the right side, have them both on the right side. But if you do this, or if you do this, it's just, I'm going to leave it, but you see what I'm saying? So the direction of the eyes are going to be looking the same way unless there's something wrong with their eyes, right? let's see. It's just right now, it's just Tabby Lynn. It's just a wash of acrylic paint. No shading yet. No pencil yet. I'm going to do pencil, but not yet. So, or at least just have them right smack in the middle, looking straight ahead or whatever. And so when you do the highlights, and especially like, here's the cat, I'm going to have his highlights looking the same. Although on manga can have a ton of different kind of highlights. I've seen them up 7 or 8 highlights in a manga eye. Now I haven't colored his eyes green yet, so I don't want to put too much in there. But they can have a lot of highlights in those manga eyes. Yes, this is watered down, a watered down acrylic paint. The black in the background here is flat black with no water. So it's a nice flat black. Okay. But I'm going to put glows around them here in just a minute. Now this is still wet, so I got to be careful not to touch it down here with my sleeve, because it takes a minute for the Posca to dry. It's just acrylic paint in a pen. So whatever direction you have them looking the same way. See, I smeared that one right there. So like this one is looking this one's got kind of cross-eyed. Okay, I'm going to back out 1 click for just a minute so I can get the whole maybe 2, till I start doing some shading detail. Here we go. Okay. No, it doesn't leak through the page. And I said this just a minute ago, it's not the paint that goes through, it's the amount of water. You want as little water as you can. Now, but again, these pages are pretty thick, so you don't really have a worry with this. But some pages are like that Create Space thin copy paper. You got to be more careful with the water. It's not the paint, it's the water. Sorry, guys, I keep bumping my camera there. Okay, so now what I want to show you is I think I'll do, let me get a couple of my pencils here. I have been working, where's Cat and Paste? I've been working out of my case, Cat and Paste. So their pencils have been going back in the case. That's an inside joke if y'all haven't been around. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get an orange and a white. So the thing about putting the white on here, you don't have to leave it white. And the same thing with the Posca. So I'm going to put a glow. See, this is why I didn't have to be so careful. Okay, let me see if I can zoom back in. I didn't have to be so careful with the painting because I knew I was going to go and do this. So I'm going to go and I'm going to put a little bit of a glow. And you can do, sometimes I do it neat, sometimes I do it squiggly, like, let's see, where's that other one? So see how I kind of did it squiggly around here? So on this one, I put a soft glow, but around the ghost, I did some like this, right? Some extra. So you can do both. And so I'm just going to show you this part first before I start shading in the pumpkins. So you can do, and then you can get softer and softer, depending on how far you want the glow to be. And if you don't want a white glow, then you go over the white with another color like orange. So I'm going to just go over the white with the orange. Now, if I start to do the orange first, I'm going to show you the difference here. It's not quite as bright. Just a little less bright. Can you see the difference between that color and that color? So just depending on, do a little test. You always, if you have a test sheet in the back where you can test and see what colors, what it's going to do, what colors it's going to be. So you can do some that might have a white glow. But if you don't want it to be pure white, you want it to be glowing. Say you can want it to be glowing green, Now I'm going to go over that white with the orange and just take your time and shade around it. Now, when I go to do the pumpkins, they're going to be more defined. You could do the pumpkins first if you wanted. All right, so now what I'm going to do is get a couple shades of orange here. Go through my pencils. Let's see. Let's just go with this one and maybe a brown. Let's see, what color do I want? I want Tuscan red. I want more brown. Let's see. All right, we'll go with chestnut. So I got chestnut. I got pale vermilion. I don't know. Sorry, I don't answer unknown phone numbers. So let me sharpen. Where's my sharpener? Okay. 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 All right. So I've got pale vermilion and the orange I've been using, which is yellow orange, and I got chestnuts. But I'm going to go ahead and start with the pale vermilion. So again, I'm going to do the same thing that I'm going to do here. I'm going to do it on all the pumpkins, but I probably won't do that now because I want to work on the cat. Okay, so that's not going to be quite as dark as I want, but I'll start with that. So because this has got a wash of acrylic paint, the pencil will go right over it. Let's go in here with the darker. Can y'all see that? I know I'm shaking my camera with the table. I need to loosen that camera cord a little so it doesn't jiggle. There we go. That should stop the jiggling. Okay, so now I'm going to go in here and just shade. And you can take as much time as you want. Take your time. Okay, then going back in with some of the orange. And go back in with the light orange color that we did. All right, now what I'm going to do, and the little stems, I think I'm just going to do those green. Let me just get a lime green or something here. Hang on. I'm just going to do them a little green. Okay, and I'm just not going to do all that right now. Now what you can do is take your Posca. You can do a couple things. Okay. I'm going to add some highlights. Get my Posca. And this one might be getting ready to run out. I'm going to add a little bit of highlight here to the pumpkin. And that you can do them all different, you know, because they're just whatever. They're all bumpy in different ways, right? All right, so now I'm adding a little bit of highlight to the pumpkin, but if you don't want it to be a white highlight, then let it dry or dry it with the heat gun. The Posca has to be dry, or otherwise if you go in there with a pencil on top of it, you're just going to smear it right off. Okay, so you have to make sure it's dry. And then I can go right over the white, and it's still going to pop as a highlight, but it's not going to be pure white. It's going to be a bright orange. I don't know if that's showing up. Can you see it a little? If you do it too much, you know, I might want to do it a little thicker so it shows up a little better. So, okay. So let it dry. Once it's dry, go back over it and it knocks it back. And you can just go over that white and it'll be a light orange. You can also do a little highlight around the eyes like this. Or you can have that kind of dead stare like that. But you can also like do a little highlight around the pumpkin's eyes. So you can just do whatever, you know. Maybe there's more stripy bits down in here. All right, so I'm going to leave that one for a minute. Let's go over here to the cat's eye. All right, so let's get a couple shades. I'll use this green and an olivey green. So anyway, you're going to do this, and then you're going to do this with all the pumpkins. And you can do it kind of loose like this. You know, you can do them kind of loose, kind of glowy bit, or you can do it brighter. If you want a brighter white glow, you can do that too. You know, or a little combination of both. You know, you can feather that in. Let's see, where's my black pencil? Here it is. Fix that little eye. Thank you, Carla. All right, so let me get my greens here, and I'm going to do, let's just base in the eye here. And again, you can always go back and highlight. I'm going to add back the highlights with the Posca. All right, so I got a light green. Now I'm going to do some shading here. And then the black, same thing applies to the black of the cat's eye. The ink is not dark. Can y'all see the difference between that black there and this is not black or as black? I can make the pupils bigger if I want, do whatever I want. But you can see, let me go around his eye here so you'll be able to see the difference. The color book page is not real black. See the difference between that eye and that eye? When you did your cat and pumpkin washes, about how much, it's just what you have to just water it down enough so that you can still see the line art. See how you can still see the lines? It's going to be different with the different colors. So, you know, orange might take less water than dark purple. You know, it's just, you just got to test it. You know, water it down and see how much you need. And you can always add more water if you can't see the line art. Okay, so I want to get around the eyes. Okay, and then I'm also going to need a couple of shades of purple here. Let's get violet. It's just violet. So now I'm going to go around here and start. Remember, there's a wash of paint on here, so this will work. And then maybe some in the ears. But you have to keep in mind that the black of the line art is not pure black, especially after you've gone over it with paint. But even before you went over it with paint, it's not pure black. It's like a dark gray in most cases. So I can add more hairs. The tips of his ears. And then I can do light purple on the inside of the ears, maybe a little light. Or I can go in there with white and lighten that up, but maybe a little on the inside of the ear. So I'm going to go ahead and go around his eyes and everything here. And I'm kind of doing it kind of, you know, furry-like. Same thing for his whiskers. His whiskers barely show up. So I'm going to probably go black with a little white highlight on every whisker. Okay, so I'm going to go around his little muzzle here, maybe a little bit in. But again, this is very washed out. The black, any place that it's black is very washed out. So I want to go at least get some really dark darks in there. Just here and there. Same thing for under the pumpkin here. And I haven't done the pumpkin around his head yet. That's just the paint so far. All right, but I want to show you some like fur like. So we're going to just do some little. Now I'm going to bring in some purple along the edges. Hang on, I'll look at chat again. Oh, thank you, Amanda. And sorry I keep jiggling my camera. I need to make the cord not touch the. And then you can do some little individual. So that way it'll look kind of furry, fuzzy. And then you can go in here with your white. And again, now if I'm putting white down, whether it's with pencil or if it's with Posca, you don't have to leave it white. You can go over this with the purple and knock it back. So it's not stark white, but sometimes you want stark white. Like maybe his little nose there, maybe right under. So I'm just going to go in here with a little bit of. And when you're doing anything like this fur, you want it to go do the strokes in the direction it would be growing. So in other words, these are going this way. See how it's going around his face? So now I got that white down. But if it's too white, then I'll go back with the purple. It can be the light purple. And just go over the white and kind of knock it back. So it's not so bright white. But if it, depending on the color of the cat, if it's a gray cat, you might want some bright white. You know, you can do whatever you want. But if you don't want stark white, and that's the same thing with the Posca. But down in here, I might want this to be more white. Let me first do some of the dark purple here. So his little chest here. Let's go ahead and put some shadow fur around. And then lighten some of that in there. And then with the Posca, I might need to do a heavier one. That one is kind of running out. So I'm going to do his fur here. And then when this dries, I'll go back over this with purple. Oops. Hi, Nash. Tony, I always love your RD, but I'm getting mesmerized watching you getting no work done. Oh. All right, so now let's do this little, let's do this little, there's a name for the little whisker holes where the whiskers grow out of. And then let's see here. All right, so now, see, I can go over that white and then it'll just make it light purple because I want this part to be lighter than the rest of his body. The rest of him is going to be a little darker. And then if I want some individual little hairs in there, I can do that too. But I want to keep this pretty light. But I can get a couple little hairs in there. When I back out, it's gonna, I'm really zoomed in, so you're seeing it like really close up. So it looks a little better when you go back a little further, but you'll see. All right. Now the same the same thing about the hairs around his body, around his head. But before you do any details like that, you have to do the background. So for instance, the orange that I'm going to do on the pumpkin, I have to have this done before I do little individual hairs. So, and the whiskers and all, because you don't want to be putting those whiskers in and then having to color around whiskers. You'd much rather have it colored in. Before you do the little whiskers and stuff. All right, so I'm going to do. Okay, so I got the pumpkin there. Maybe another little streak right there. And again, maybe there's some little lighter areas in the pumpkin. And we can knock this back. I just want to show you before I do the fur around the cat's head. Okay. And we can go back over that with some of the oranger. And then maybe even some darker areas in the pumpkin. Inside the little folds of the pumpkin. Need to get a sip of my juice. And then you can soften those. All right, so now that if I have the pumpkin done in the background, now I can go in here. Let's see if I can get this thin Posca to work. See what I mean? You don't want to be doing this if you haven't done the orange background done, or anything else, because now you'd have to go back in and color between the whiskers, and you don't want to do that. All right, so now I'm going to do some little details with the Posca, like a little fur, tiny fur around the mouth. See how you can do that now? But you want to get the background done first. All right, so now, same for all this little bitty stuff. And again, you don't have to leave this pure white. You can go over these with the purple, but I'm going to make them have, and see, the same thing here. I should color this pumpkin first because I'm going to put these white lines over that pumpkin. So now when I go to color that pumpkin, I'm going to end up going back over these lines and have to do these lines again. But I'm just going to show them to you because I'm going over an unfinished background. Okay, so I'm going to just do lots of little but do these fur lines in the direction that they would grow. I'm get a sip of juice. And see, just a few around the eyes like this. Just gives it more life. Then see how that one just looks kind of flat? But you have to have a light touch. You have to do this a light touch. Otherwise, it's going to look like you put a big mask on, which, you know, put a mask on your Halloween kitty if you want. Sorry, guys. And then you might have a few more in here. Looking good. Okay, good. I'm glad you're liking it. Thanks, everybody. All right, so now I want to get some more lime green, bright lime green, like this color, to get those pupils really bright. And then maybe a little bit more shading in the eye here. With the green. And again, if you want to see more true manga highlighted eyes, and just look some up online. I'm not following every highlight that Camilla put on this cat. There's more than I'm going to add, but I'm going to add a couple more. A little bit down here. And maybe just a touch around the bottom there. Now I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to kind of knock back this white highlight down here with the lime green. Let's make that a little bigger. All right, let's dry this. Thanks, Kim. I'm Rusty. So now I can take my lime green and go over that white down here, and it just knocks it. It still retains that brightness, though, with the white underneath. But the only real white I'm going to leave is that one and a little bit of this one over here. But everything else I'm knocking back a little bit. And the same thing with any of those white fur. If it's just too bright to you, then go back over some of them, knock them back a little bit with the color. In some places, like maybe some of these ears here, that's a little too much. You can knock it back. Got a kind of a fuzzy little muzzle. Eventually, Kirsty, am I going to finish it this month? Probably not. I'm not sure how many pages. Let's go ahead and back out. We're about done here. Thanks all of the lurkers and everybody that's been here this whole time. So now you can see a little bit more of, without it being like right up, on the face. You can see how not being right up on it, how I think it looks kind of cool, in the shading and stuff that you can see. Let's pull a couple more purple, a little bit more purple fur down over the pumpkin. But you have to have the background done, whatever's behind it, like this pumpkin's behind the head. So you have to have the pumpkin done before you start doing any kind of details that are going to be over the top of it. Because you don't want to have to color around, individual little hairs like this. So you want those to be done. Or you want the pumpkin to be done before you do that. What is your pencil bag? Well, I use a lot of different things for my pencils. Today, in my Prismacolors, I'll back out and I'll show you a couple things. I'll show you this pencil case here. Let me say, somebody asked about this. I'm not sure how many pages. I'll do a quick flip real quick in this so we can see how many pages are in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I'm going to count it as 2. 26, 27, 20, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Sixty-nine, 77, 78 pages. 78 pages. So am I going to do 2 a day for the rest of the month? No. I'm doing well to do 1 a day or every other day, depending on how complicated it is. So you can see right here, this is how all the pumpkins are going to look with the glow, a little bit of glow around them and the shading. So you can see where we started with just a wash. Well, that one's got a glow around it. So there's just a wash of orange, and then we go in there and start shading with the pencil and then put a glow around it. And I'm probably going to do the same thing for the cat. I'm probably going to do a glow around the whole cat. But I haven't done his whole fur body yet, so you don't want to do this yet, you know, because you're going to want this on top. If you're going to have some kind of a glow around it, I'll do it around the head here. Okay, and the same thing around the fur, around his body. Oh, I'm too zoomed out now. Let me zoom in one. Hang on. So you can see, I'll put a glow around the head and around his body. So I'll have the fur. See? I know there's a lot of good stuff in this book. And I also have her mermaid book and her first one too. So, oh, my foot's asleep. I've been sitting on my foot. So all the pumpkins are going to look like that. The rest of his body is going to look like this. I'll just continue doing the same thing down here. Maybe a little brighter. I might add a little bit more. Let me go with the thicker one. I might go back and do a little bit more brighter, longer fur here on his chest. And again, once this dries, I can go back and knock back the white, but it'll still be brighter. So you can do that. So, okay. So pencil cases. So the story goes, these are not all my Prismacolors, but let me show you. Most of the time I work out of 2 silverware trays. So, and the story about this is I work out of 2 silverware trays. Now I got to back up again. Most of the time. So I usually have my neutrals in here, and then there's just some little stubs and black and white in here. And then my colors in here, and I have them pinks, purples, orange, reds, yellows. Of course, they're a little mixed up now. Blues and greens, purples and gray. I mean, blues and gray. So blues and grays, greens. Sometimes my turquoises are either in here or here, but greens, orange, red, and yellow, purple, pink, maroon, things like that. And they get mixed up. I have to go through them every now and kind of sort them back out. And then I have all my neutrals in here, which are really not, they're just, I got grays, flesh colors, browns, some grays in there, and just kind of the neutral colors in here. And they're usually not divided up very well because I'm always working in these. So when my daughter came to visit, this was a couple years ago, and she never color pencils really, and she she wanted to color one day. She was on stream. This was a few years ago. She was on stream. We're going to color, and then she goes, "Well, give me some pencils." So I gave her these. I said, "Here you go." So she got out her color book, started going through and coloring. And I said, "But I think I'm going to use now this is Prismacolor too. But at the time I said, I think I'm going to use my polychromos." So I pulled out my polychromos and she goes, "Oh, so you're giving me the crap pencils." I said, "No, I'm giving you the pencils. I'm giving you the pencils that are the easiest to use and blend with." And she, sure. So I'm going to show you my pencils. Now, you're going to have to bear with me for a minute. I'll move my camera at the very end. So these are the ones I usually work out of all the time when I'm using Prismacolor. But because of Cat and Paste, who I don't think she's here right now, I've said, I'm going to use my Prismacolors that are in the case. So I also have a set of Prismacolors that are in a case. And this is the BTSKY, Bitsky. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. BTSKY. And these cases hold 120 or 150, I forget. 120, I think. I think they hold 120. And they come in multiple colors, and they have a zipper for each section. So they got like 4 or 5 zippers. I never zip it up, but there's a zipper for each section. 1, 2, 3, 4 zippers. So you can zip up each section, right? But these are my Prismas along with those that I just showed you. All right, hang on. I'm going to show you all my pencils. I keep these right next to me. So let's see if I can do this without them all falling over. Then in this purple case, it's the same case. It's just a purple one. These are Arteza watercolor pencils. So I have the Arteza watercolor and then some Master's Touch. A few Master Cuts. These are my watercolor pencils. Hang on. Then I don't want all this to fall over because they're all sitting up on their side. These are my really old watercolor. Well, so these right here. These are the old Derwent watercolor, like the old Derwent. These are probably, dare I say, over 30 years old. These are the old Derwent, Rexel Derwent watercolor. The old ones, those right here. These are just some newer ones there. These are some Prima. Are these Prima watercolor? Yeah. No, these are Prismacolor too. Those are Prismacolor, but these are all water soluble. These are water soluble, and these are water soluble. Okay. Then I have my Neo Color 2, which are technically not color pencils. They're watercolor crayons, but I use these along with my color pencils, and they're water-soluble crayons. I always want to stress, get Neo Color 2. The Neo Color 1s are just regular waxy crayons and will not move. Bipocola, they will not move with water, only the Neo Color 2. So you have to make sure you get the Neo Color 2 water soluble. But I use these with my color pencils. Then, and I've taken them out of their original, boxes and stuff. All right, so then these are my polychromos, and I have them in different color cases. So these are my polychromos in this case. And there's the full set, the 120 or whatever, the full set of polychromos. Then in this case, I have So I call these my polys. We got the Prisma, we got the polys, we got the Holbees. So these are the Holbeins. So these are the Holbees. And again, it's I forget how many. I think there's 150. This is a different case. It's a bigger case. It's not the Bitsky. It may still be by Bitsky, but I don't think so. I'm not sure who makes this case. It's a taller case. But these are my Holbees. And then over here, I have my Loomies. In this case, I have my Luminance. So these are my Loomies. So I got the Loomies, the Holbees, the Polys, and the Prismas. And these are probably the Loomies, I think, are the most, they're Luminance. I think these are probably I don't know if they're more expensive than the Holbees, the Holbeins, but these, obviously I have them all, but this is only how many they have. So this one's not full. So those are all my pencil cases. Wait a minute, I got one more here. What's in this one? Let's see what's in this one. Oh, these are my Derwent ink. Eileen, are you still here? Here's my Inktense. Eileen hates Inktense. So these are my Inktense pencils. And what I've done with these is because the Inktense pencils, I got flashed out there. The Inktense pencils are very not exact to the color that they put on the ends. So I put little pieces of tape, like a little label, and I colored the actual color on the label so I can tell the real colors that are in there. So these are my Inktense. Then I also have that are not in cases, they're just in the boxes. Let me put this back over here. I have, and these are good for a more budget friendly, are the Black Widows. Now the Black Widow does have a new set out. I don't have it, but I have the Black Widow, and they have the different colors in each one. Like this is called the Scorpion set, and I forget, I think it's the your basic colors. Then the Black Widow Spider set, the Black Widow Cobra set, and each one has different colors in it. And then I've got the two Black Widow skin tone sets, the light tone and the dark tone. So I have the skin set. So those are my Black Widow sets that I have. I really need to get a case for these because I like them in cases. So I got those. Let me put this up here so I can make some room to show you. I know most of y'all probably seen it. Do this. Oh, it looks like the people came to get the stuff off the driveway. The clothes, give clothes donations. All right. So then, let's see if I can do this without making too much of a mess here. On my table here, let's see if I can do this. All right, now I'm going to end my show by taking down my camera off the thing and show you my desk and show you my markers and pencils that I have right in front of me. Okay, so if you get sick, if you get dizzy, look away because I'm going to move the camera. All right, here we go. So on my desk right here, here's you guys right there. So behind, and I've got lamps all around me. So I've got pencils and pens. There's all my inks back in there. Inks. And this right here, I built this out of foam core. Whoops. This is my markers and pens and more pencils down there. And then these are my paints in the little down here by color. They're in those little black squares. So I built this out of foam core. And then over here, let me move this lamp. So I've got all the way around I've got paints and markers. So these are all markers, and I try to keep the alcohol markers separated from the water soluble markers. But anyway, so then up on top, these are pencil cases. There's all my Poscas, and there's a flash right there because I've got a lamp. Look, I've got a lamp right there. So all this right here, there's my P.O. box. So this is where I'm sitting, and you can see how much space I have right here because it's all filled up with what we're working on. So yeah, so that's where I'm working, and that's the pens. That's what I look at while I'm working all day. I'm looking at my markers. I'm looking at it. I just, my camera hangs from a yardstick. My camera hangs from a yardstick that's stuck up under some heavy books and stuff and just hangs from a yardstick. That's how I stream. I stream off of a yardstick. So anyway, but I have been working in out of this set of Prismas, and I say that for cat and paste with a joke about it. So yeah. So I hope y'all enjoyed that. Thank you. Thank you, lurkers. Don't forget, if you did not see the beginning of the show today where we talked about doing the Hallowzine swap, if you want to send in a zine and get one back, all the information's at the beginning. I got a little frustrated at the beginning. Don't get me wrong. I know. I'm not. That's why I tell you, I'm not a teacher. I'm not a teacher. Oh, we have enough time to read from our 1001s real quick, too. I tell y'all that all the time. I'm not a teacher. I like to do demos. I'm an encourager. I get y'all started, but I do not have the patience of a teacher. So when I start explaining things and it goes off the rails, I get frustrated. I'm just being honest. I'm not a teacher. Yeah, so that you can probably hear the frustration in my voice at the beginning of the show. All right, so let me go ahead and read real quick out of our 1001 Ways to Be Creative. I try to read out of this every week, and I think I forgot last week. So I'm going to just go ahead and do that real quick. You're welcome, Terrence. Well, Kim, I get my point across eventually. If you can ignore the, I don't know if you want to call it, Jean used to call it the teacher voice, that strict voice, that, oh my gosh, you know, that kind of thing. If you can get past that when I'm trying to describe something. But I'm really not that, when I'm trying to describe, I'm really inside, I'm not that serious, but I really want to explain it so you get it. You know what I mean, Vern? Okay, so again, this is 1001 Ways to Be Creative, a little book of everyday inspiration by Barbara Ann Kipfer. And I did get this at Tuesday morning for $3.99. My Tuesday morning has closed. But anyway, you can get it off Amazon and just look for 1001 Ways to Be Creative. There's the author right there. And I try to read a couple of prompts every week out of it. Bye, Pamela. Thank you. Thanks, Joan. Okay, so I'll just read a couple here. We're at number 250. Decorate with wine corks. 251. The creative mind explores whatever it is fascinated by. Awareness becomes vision and expression. Creativity is more about being brave than having talent. And, I say that all the time here. You got to, if you're streaming or doing demos, you can't worry so much about, oh, what if this goes wrong? What if that doesn't work out? What if I draw that wrong? What if I make a mistake? Oh my gosh, you can't do that. You have to just if it messes up, then you just say, now you'll know what not to do. Because it happens. I've been streaming 10 years. Not everything's gone right every time. It just doesn't work that way. So you have to just not care what people think to the degree that it freezes you up. That's why if you see at the beginning of my YouTube channel, I do that little no fear art. I've left it up. It's just, it makes the point, even though it's probably 5, 6, 7 years old by now, that little 31-minute video or whatever it is. Okay. Limit your options. Sometimes having too many choices gets in the way. 255. Be an explorer of the world. Wherever you go, ideas are waiting to be discovered. Create your wedding album. Begin where you are, starting over every morning. Hunt for fossils. Write a movie review. Create a personal gift for someone you love. Using materials you already have focus. Using materials you already have. Forces you to figure out how to put them to good use. So there's some tips for the week. Don't forget, Janet and I are going to have the comic book hut on tomorrow morning at 10 Eastern. Our Thursday guest shows are at 10. And the other times I stream are Monday and Wednesday, 9 a.m. Eastern, but I usually come on about 8:30 to chit chat. So thank you guys. I hope some of y'all will participate in the zine swap. And again, go back and watch the beginning of the show so you see all the information on it and how to make the standard just one-page zine. Very easy to do. Very easy. Thanks. And thanks again, Devin, for my happy mail. Thanks again, Devin. Let me real quick while we're sitting here. Real quick, I'm going to flip through. There's a little cat charm on there. I'm going to flip through Devin's she made these with jelly plated papers. And you can do that for your zine. You can make a jelly plated paper as your background for your zine if you want. If you want a background. Now, again, guys, on your zine, you do not have to have a painty background. You can just draw, sketch, doodle. But if you want to, these are all jelly plated papers that Devin made, even an image transfer. So I really love it. And then she has all these little die cuts in here of dragonflies and bees. So I love these papers. So thanks for sharing this with me. Thanks for giving this to me, Devin. So pretty. And then she made this little tag, the little Zentangle cat on the shoe. That's all Zentangle. And she wrote me a little note on the back. So isn't this cool, guys? So go follow Devin. Where is she? Where'd she go? There she is. Go follow Devin Rex for our YouTube channel. And yeah. Another note. So there we go. And then she had the little tie here. Goes around there. So thank you. I know, Carla, right? Hi, Jerry. Thank you. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to head out. I hope you enjoyed today's show. 10-8. We'll see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. The good Lord willing and the creek don't rise. Bye, guys.